5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? But it's not good evening. It's good afternoon. Spot the first deliberate mistake there. It will be the one of many. I hate these fucking early kickoffs. I work in the morning, Sky, till 10 o'clock. And you expect me to come on here at 12 for a 12:30 kickoff, you bastards. This is why people don't subscribe to you. And chill. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Welcome along. This is LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for joining us. The Watchalong at Leicester City away at Oxford today. Well, should be, and I use the words loosely, should be not too much of a difficult task, but we will see. If you're watching, remember, please smash the like, subscribe. It really does help the channel. If you're watching on catch up, you can do the same below. Add your comments, but make sure you do like and subscribe. And if you're listening via however YouTube do their podcasts, thank you very much for lending us your ears. As you can see, yes, we have a sponsor. If you fancy a bit of a flutter, and we have to say that gambling is not the answer if you have got money problems, and always check out gambleaware.org. But if you want to try something a little bit different, rather than losing and giving your money to the bookies, wouldn't it be better to give your money to your friends? Yeah, I'm not sure that sounded quite like it was meant to. On details there, details will be up later as well. Our new Matchday Watchalong partner, BetMate. Do check them out. And if you use the code which is there, you go into a draw. Details are on that one. You must use that QR code to get the draw. Look, let's get him in. He's joined us. He's awake. He's with it more than I am. We hope. It's the watch along. Let us get to know. He's shaking his head. Good God, he's going to be one of those guys. Let's welcome Tom in. This is the watch along. Rant alert indeed, Gray. Tom, you're with it more than me. Well, I don't know, are you?
Well, it's the second cup of coffee of the day, Chris, so I'm not quite there yet, but some brain cells are starting to bang together a little bit. But it's good to be back, isn't it? You know, because the international break sort of breaks things up when you're getting into a bit of momentum. It's kind of like my sex life, really.
You know what? I'm going to have rant number 2 here. I can't be arsed with England qualifying games, because if we can't fucking qualify out of these groups that are set up by FIFA and UEFA as money-making machines just to guarantee them some money because they want the big clubs at the tournaments, then I might as well go and support Luxembourg. I'd much sooner watch England women than England men, for obvious reasons as well.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder if they should probably redo it already because I don't like how it breaks up the season, condense the regular season, then maybe make it more of an event, do the qualification just before the tournament, I would say. But maybe that's a Fox's Forum debate for another day.
I do like the idea, though. I do like the idea. Right. So do check out BetMate. Like I say, and use that QR code there, and you go into a draw for entry up to £500 cash pot. Do exactly what Tom does every week, and do scan it and go for it. So here we go. Here we go. So, Marty Cifuentes, I still haven't seen the interview he did on the BBC, but we did. I was filled in on a lot of it by Steve last night. I will always try and find ways to win football games. I have a certain philosophy, but that goes much deeper than just the formation. I love this guy. Absolutely love him.
Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he, Chris? He came across incredibly well. It's the first time for a long time, like I say, I listened to an interview where the manager came across and said everything I wanted to hear. There was not one thing he didn't miss. Do you know what I mean? Everything. He completely got the target completely. So it is well worth going back to listen to. And even one of our own, Kate, turns up on it, which surprised me, which is a good little shout out for her.
Did she? Did she appeared on it?
Yeah, she had a question, mate. She had a question and she called it in. So that was a nice surprise as well, guys. So definitely go check it out because obviously you'll really understand what the manager's thinking. And we're in good hands with Marty, guys. We really are.
I mean, look, sometimes at these interviews, they see, like they say, "Oh, I'm glad to be here. I've always followed Leicester." They're never going to come and say, "Look, I couldn't get another job. I was out of work. I was on gardening leave." But I kind of listen to this guy and actually believe it. I buy into it.
Well, you can tell, Chris, because he comes across like he's done his research. He was mentioning things like Nigel Pearson. He obviously knows what the fans want as well. He obviously understands where the fans are coming from. A lot of managers might just put up a front and just go, I'm just going to do what I think. But he's obviously listening. He's not a boss. He's a leader. And this team needed a leader after I think Van Nistelrooy was more of a boss, probably in hindsight. So it has been a real refreshing shift for us and one we've needed for quite a long time.
I think the word you were looking for actually wasn't boss. It was another 4-letter word, dick.
Yeah, I view boss as a negative word, Chris. So
yeah. Kyle, hi, LCFC for life on Twitch. Hello, sir. How are you? Gray is in as always. I mentioned earlier. Thank you, Gray, for coming in. And is it Arhan? Arhan is in. And a very good surname, sir. Very good surname indeed. Right. I picked my team, and I got criticized on YouTube. A certain gentleman, and I can't even remember his name, said, "Thank God Chris isn't a coach." Like I always say, football's about opinions. And the funny thing was, he said that, but he didn't come back and say why he didn't agree with me or what his team would be. So basically, that's what you are, sir. But I did pick my team, and Steve picked his team yesterday. Brad's picked his team. None of us got it right because this is the lineup. Stalacic in goal. And look, this is starting to annoy me now. Chowdhury plays well at right back. He is a defensive midfielder by nature. If Ricardo is not fit enough to start these games, then why are we paying him 90 grand a week? I'm sorry, 90 grand a week for 20 minutes worth of football is pathetic. I love Ricardo to bits, and when he's on form, he is one of our best players. But if you can't play 90 minutes a week for 90 grand a week, fuck off and go back to Portugal.
Well, can we throw the same Harry Winks, perhaps, Chris, in the same notion? Because he's become a bit part player on a similar thing, and he's actually fit. So, yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, totally agree on that point with Winks as well, yes.
Yeah, it is frustrating. I mean, this shows you more the mess the club has got itself in now over 3 or 4 years, right? I mean, this goes back, mate, even to Yuri Tillemans and Soyuncu leaving on free transfers. That's where the entire philosophy of this football club started to break, that had got us to where we were very successful, right? And we've still got these hangers on us now. The end of this season, Chris, for example, Sumare and FaZe, I believe, are going to be out of contract. They won't be signing new deals here, but we're still having to work with these outdated contracts. So it's not really on Marty this. This is just the fact of the club. This goes more to the director of football for me.
I'm not blaming Marty.
Yeah.
Gray sort of agrees with me, and I'm sorry. I think he's on 75, Ricardo. It's Winks that he's on 90. Thank you, Gray. And I'm just thinking, like, come on, he's got to be fit. Otherwise, why are we bringing him on? And it's like, oh, well, we don't want to risk him. He might get another injury. What the fuck?
Well, can I also play devil's advocate, Chris? I think out of all the players this year who've been probably averagely the best player for every game, it's been Hamza at right back. I think he's probably earned the opportunity to be the starting right back. I get the money side of it, and Ricardo probably should be there for quality, but I think Hamza's done a really good job there, mate.
I would agree. Somebody has... a lot of people haven't liked him and said, he's gone away and all this, that, and the other. I think he's gone away and he's come back a better player. Mature. He played there for Sheffield United last season, and he's done. He's proved it actually. Maybe found his natural home now. But you see, I don't like Samare and Skip. And those two in the middle, So I would want Hamza in there if Ricardo's fit enough to play right back. Then Ricardo gets injured during the game. You drop Hamza into that and maybe bring a Winks or somebody on. So that's behind my whole philosophy, is that I don't want Samari and Skip playing. That said, I suppose they're getting slightly better each week. That's not saying a lot because they're normally shit.
I think that's impacting the decision making, Chris. You're right, because I'm exactly the same. I thought about every other combination we can have in central midfield, and it does make you think about Hamza and bringing him out of that position, because we're quite worried about that. So I do get you. I will say this: Marty spoke very highly of them during the week, and while I don't think they've been brilliant, he was still saying about the standards. In fact, he came across like he was agreeing with my match rating, which I was getting a little bit of criticism for, but he was still saying there's so much more to go, and he trusts in these two. So I'm at the moment, mate, let's go with what he says.
We've got to, obviously. Thomas at left back, a Coley and Vestergaard. I think I get that, although I would have quite liked to see Faze in there, to be honest with you, over Vestergaard. But we know what Vestergaard's strengths are. Sumare and Skip, like we've just said. Fatawu, he's got to be a starter. Then it gets interesting, because a lot of people were saying Monga on the left. He's still only 16. I know everybody's saying, he's good enough and you're young enough and all that sort of thing. But for me, you've got to remember that when he finishes this game and he gets back to Leicester, and everybody else in the team is going out, probably without, except Louis Page, but everybody else in the team is going to go out and have a few jars and what have you. He's going to be going home and doing his homework.
Well, exactly, yeah. But also we got to realise as well that we have got a bit of quality we can mix around there. And the nice thing about it is, Chris, he's a sort of player we can use as an impact sub as well. And if we're in a bit of trouble later in the game, he could make a massive difference, because teams can't deal with him at this level despite his age, right? He completely... Against Preston, he was our only hope of getting something, really, wasn't he, towards the end? And that was off the bench.
And again, I agree 100% with you. I like him as a super sub. The old David Fairclough, Ginger Minja, on that. If you're old enough to remember. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what Steve said. This was a good point. Yes, Mavididi probably hasn't returned with the form like Fatawu has. And Mavididi is probably more frustrated. I don't like these players that, I've beaten two people, so I'm going to try and beat a third and a fourth. But at least with Fatawu, every now and again, he gets a goal out of it. Mavididi isn't at the moment. But as Steve said, you've got Mavididi totally frustrating their defence for, 80 minutes or whatever, knackered, and then bring Monga on. So, and I do think he plays better as an impact sub. Now, this is where it does get interesting. Ramsey in midfield.
Yes.
Let's bring that up. I mean, so I should say hi. Oh my God, I can't talk today, can I? I'm going to say hi to Jeff in the Philippines. Still waiting for that invitation, Jeff. Helen, how you doing? From Wisconsin. How do indeed, sir. good or madam, I should say. Good morning to you. And Kevin is in as well. Really pleased. I think you're a bit tongue in cheek here, young Kevin. Really pleased Samari and skipping. we kind of agree with you on that one. So anyway, we are back up to date. But yeah, Ramsey starts. Obviously, that's because Page isn't 100%.
Yep.
Get that. I would have liked to have seen all three of the outfield newcomers starting, but Ramsey really. I'm so excited to see this guy. My Burnley friend speaks very highly of him. I know he was out for 18 months, but he's obviously fit enough. He might not last the 90, but he's got, he's obviously they're not letting us sign him. There's no option to buy, and that says something if the team that's loaning him want to sort of keep him.
Well, exactly, yeah. And he's got a lot of quality in that position, and he's proven it already at the championship level, hasn't he? I mean, I always felt today, Chris, and I put it in the Leicester Till I Die Facebook group, which everyone, of course, is a part of as well. And I said it'll probably be either Ramsey in attacking mid or AU today. And if AU's in attacking mid, I fancy Carranza will probably start. So I expected one or the other, and I expected it to kind of work out this way. Because ironically, Ayew, with his set pieces and his corners, we can't actually really take him out for the moment unless someone else can come in and replace that, especially against teams like Oxford, where we might have to make use of these corners like we did against Sheffield Wednesday to turn the game around, right? So I'm not surprised. I'm happy to see him go out there, and hopefully he'll get off to a good start. But it's exciting seeing some new players there. I think we'll probably see all of them, Chris, after the subs.
I think we will. I mean, there's only one new player in there. I mean, you could say James has been away playing midweek, but he should be the fittest because he was playing up until sort of coming. Ramsey had only played the one Caribou Cup game, although he scored in that. I've forgotten who the other one. Carranza, I'm not sure. I don't think he was playing that much before he joined us. Now, Steve had gone Ayew to play the Ramsey role.
Yep.
And Carranza to start up top. I think I'm looking at here, I've gone 3-1 to Leicester. And I would like to see, and I think we could, if it started, I think we could have seen a Carranza hat-trick. Wouldn't that be good?
I know. Wouldn't that be an amazing start to a career? Yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued to see him just because of this type of player he is. I like how Marty's identified we need a more complete forward because we've got the Daka who can break a line, right? Apparently, we've got Ayew who's a bit more holding the ball up and a bit more technical. This guy's a whole-rounded footballer. He can do everything, the head, the feet. So I'm really excited he's managed to identify players when we're looking for certain things that are going to fit specific roles. And he was talking about that in the week as well, about making, like I've always said, extenuating the positives of players and hiding the negatives. So I'm excited to see how Ramsey and especially Carranza, like you say, fit into this going forward, mate. But I'm quietly confident. I've gone 4-1 today, as you know, because I went 4-1 up for the away team last week and I have to do a bit of redemption arc this week. So
can I just say, talking about predictions, I went last week that Sheffield United would let 5 in.
Yes,
and they didn't. So this week, I just went for a 2-1 win to Ipswich. Fucking hell. They are in trouble. They are in... I don't know if you watched it at all, but... Hi, Scott. How you doing, by the way? Welcome along. Tom Cannon. I mean... I have to say, we were all shouting to try him, and in fairness, we hadn't seen him, so we don't know. And he might have been okay for us, but my God, he missed the sitter yesterday.
He did, yeah. But then you also look at it and go, well, George Hurst did a little bit better than we expected when he left, and he was a similar sort of signing for us, wasn't he? So you could see why the anxiety happened. But if Carranza, mate, is twice as good as him, which we're hoping as a starting point, it was the right decision, right? But, I mean, how much do they miss Hamza at right back, perhaps, Chris? Because last season, they were smashing it with him there.
Yeah, maybe. And they did want him again, didn't they? But I'm happy with that. At the moment, I'm still in the, I'll be honest with you. If Marty Cifuentes picked, Katie Price as the forward. There you go. At least then we'd have 2 up front.
Right, I knew he was going to do that. She's got the legs of Riyad Mahrez nowadays, hasn't she? Bless her. I mean,
The woman is a mess. Let's be honest with you.
It's a bit worrying, isn't it? I don't know who
Yeah.
advises these people, but you see this happen with Britney Spears and people, and you go, goodness me, guys, can you look after your clients a bit better?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, she hasn't got tits. She's got lifts because they go up and down that much in size, you know. I'm not she does keep my radio show going with stories.
Can I take this slightly back towards football quickly, Chris? You know, we talked about Sheffield United briefly there.
Yeah.
Of course, they're talking about the EFL playoffs changing, aren't they? Isn't this a good indication how there's no advantage in finishing third place in the league? I think they should change the playoffs slightly so there's more of an advantage on your league position.
I haven't seen that. Save that for post-match.
We will, yeah. But we should do that as a Foxes Forum as well. They're talking about changing the playoff format.
Yeah. Sheffield United doing a Leicester. I know, great. They've won 6 hours plus yesterday without scoring a goal. I think that was what they said yesterday. It was embarrassing. I'll tell you what, I wasn't so happy with our goalkeeper. Could have been worse. We could have bought the Sheffield United goalkeeper. I mean, his when he's in goal, his legs are like John Wayne. I don't know if you remember John Wayne's legs. Yeah. They were very bowed. I mean, it was like...
Everything was going through him, wasn't it? Like, you meant to block these things. Yeah, he had a terrible one. I mean, unfortunately, they kind of got what they deserved a little bit, perhaps. Everyone was saying they shouldn't have sacked Wilder, and it's a massive departure in the change of system.
I've been saying, how long till he gets the call again,
I think I was one of the few not to put them in the playoffs in our predictions, wasn't I? I didn't think they'd make it, and I think I was probably on the right path.
I think you were, mate. And what, have you got the lottery numbers?
No,
Jeff, quite right, Jeff. Congratulations to Leicester County Cricket in achieving promotion to Division 1. It's been a long time coming. We have been the whipping boys of the cricket for so long. I think we did okay for a bit with the sort of one-dayers and that, but no, I can remember when we were in the top division and, we had the likes of David Gower. Do you remember him? And,
yes, I do, yeah.
And we've been shit most recently. On the bench, Carranza's on the bench, as is James, and I think we will see them get some minutes today, because why get players in if you're not going to? Couple of phases on the bench, Monga, Winks, Ricardo, Daka, you'd expect those. The two that are interestingly on there, and we'll do one at a time. First of all, as somebody's just put in the post, I'm not sure who it was, Bekovic is on the...
Yeah.
Not the new keeper. But again, I'm not sure the new keeper was playing that much before he joined us.
And how's his English as well? If his English is quite basic, he might need to scrub up a bit on that as well, Chris. There's all these little things you've got to consider, So I think Begovic being on there is the right decision. I'm intrigued about Bobby being on there because he spoke very highly of Bobby in this interview as well. He really likes him. So we might see Bobby today. That's
the next one I was going to mention. Now, look, anybody who knows me and follows this channel and watching me, Jim is in, although another American, we've got an American massive in.
Shout out to the Americans. We're saying how early it is, Chris. It's blooming 6 a.m. or 7:30 over there.
Well done, you all. Well done to the Americans there. And I've got to say, that's, and I said this the other day, RIP and condolences to Kirk's wife and kids. That was such a nail in the coffin of free speech. Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, mate. But Bobby Reid, I haven't seen him. Obviously, nobody's seen him because he's been injured after he came back from Jamaica. And by the way, before anybody says, he did go of his own accord. But he gets, this is what they want. But like everybody else, he gets a pass until he proves otherwise.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, right now he's basing a team off passes, isn't he? We're still not fully convinced on Sumari and Skip, but he is invested and believes in them, and we're getting results. So I'm just hoping we'll see some more of them. And even if they are going to be leaving Leicester, some of these players, because it'd be nice to have a happier end for them rather than just being booed out of the building.
Yes, and look, we've ruined a lot of players over the years where we've signed them and not used them. Kopo, although he scored a goal last week at Newport, Apoku. But yeah, Jacoby Reid, look, he gets that pass because it's a new manager, new team. We'll see how it goes. So he will get that pass until he comes on and maybe he's proved wrong. We'll see. Marty thinks he can do a job. Marty sees him in training. Oh, it's weird watching this stadium because there's only three sides.
I know, mate. I've obviously lived in Oxford, as a lot of people know. So I've been to the Cassam a few times. They've also got a lot of pigeons nesting in the away end. So good luck, everyone, trying not to get pooed on today.
Well, at least
can't get rid of them.
At least it's not seagulls.
No.
Apparently, we've sold out the Leicester end, so well done. Yeah, Gray has gone 2-0 to the Foxes. Scott has gone 4-0. Jim, I think Jim probably called this actually, that some of them would come on with as substitutes. I'm pretty confident here. I wasn't confident against Birmingham. I thought they would give us our strongest test.
Yeah.
And we didn't. We brushed them aside, let's be honest. So I'm very, very interested in this. I'm going to let you go now. You've gone 4-1, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a game you kind of have to go for a 4-1 win today, because if we're improving every week, this is a level we need to be getting to, right? But no, there's no disrespect to Oxford, Chris. They will give us a decent game today. They've got some individual quality like D. Kersmaker, Lancashire and Brannigan. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a difficult game still, guys, but let's hope it will be a nice, convincing one.
I'm giving total disrespect to Oxford. I hope we stuff them because, you know, I sent 7 requests. My mate is an Oxford fan. Was more than happy to come on, but he was
he's an Oxford City fan, isn't he? I used to go Oxford City.
No, Oxford United.
Oh, he's United. Okay,
he's Oxford United, and the Bears are coming out, so I'll keep it good. But anyway, he said yes, I'll do it. But he's away. He has about 90 flights a year. His air miles is unbelievable, but that's his job. 7 to start with. I messaged 7 fan sites and 6 of them just didn't reply to me. And one of them was actually called Leicester Yellow because he lives in Leicester. Not only didn't reply to me, but blocked me as well.
Oh, wow. That's interesting, mate. He's also a little bit worried about this game, aren't they? But to be fair to them, out of any team in the Championship, they're on the worst run of any Championship team right now. 4 wins out of 22, guys. So we should be doing it today.
We should be. Right, so, and I've got to say thank you very much to Ed for my new Leicester City shirt.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Real nice fit on you, mate.
It is actually. If I go too high, you can see me man boobs.
You get your prices.
Yes, indeed. I think I might be bigger than her at the moment. But no, Eddie, thanks very much. If anybody does want any shirts, and he can get 2nd and 3rd clips as well, let me say, better value than going to the club shop. That's all I'm saying. I will see you at half-time, mate. Fingers crossed that we'll be talking about a lead.
Yeah, let's go for it, guys. Come on, Leicester. Let's dominate this one.
Cheers, buddy. Take care. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. Here we go then. Right, I need to get rid of that. And I need to try and work out... that's the one, I think. No, it's not. 2 packs. Up now. 2 packs. This image, 1 pack. This media. Right. The match hasn't kicked off. Don't panic, guys. I'm just trying to set this up. So that it works. There we go. So let me just get my bra on. It does look good. Yeah, actually, it looks better than I thought it would do, Gray. And we are underway. Yeah, 1994, the last time we were here. Right. So it is weird because Leicester City are playing from left to right in their all blue kit. Oxford are playing right to left in their yellow tops, black shorts, yellow socks. Behind Stolarczyk's goal, he's got no players because that's the car park end or whatever they're doing. I think they've got permission to actually buy it. I think, I'm not sure. So, Ayew on the ball. Chowdhury now. He's up quite high. Fatawu on this near side. Oh, he runs and he gets the corner. First corner of the game to Leicester. Chowdhury was very high up there. No spoilers, everybody, by the way. And the Fatawu song goes off. Come on, Leicester, quite right. Helen's gone 3-1 to Leicester. She agrees with me. Well done, Helen. So the corner comes in, left-footed. Oh. It went all the way to the back coast, but it was cleared, and now Oxford have got a break on. Oh, it's a free kick there. Samare brought him down. First booking, 2 minutes 57. Oh, this guy is going to be sponsored by Clinton's Cards, I think. Oh, they're running a new stadium, are they, Jeff? Ah, right. Right. I'm not liking this referee from the start. What's the tune to that one, Gray? So it's a free kick. Almost centre here. 30-odd yards out. Hit the wall straight away, that they've still got it. Chowdhury getting his foot in there. Skip. Ayew. Fatawu. Gives the ball away. Oh, it needed defending there, and defended they did. Now Fatawu, now he gets away. But the Oxford player comes across and slides in. I'm not sure. I can see what he was trying to do there, Fatawu, but I don't think his teammates were on the same page. Please do, mate. Please do. Coley and Vestergaard passing it around the back. Now it comes out to Chowdhury on this right wing. Oh, that was unlucky. You could see what they're trying to do, but the pass was cut out. Leicester fighting to get it back. Chowdhury not giving up there and winning the throw-in. Of course, Gary Rowett in charge at Oxford these days, ex-Leicester player. Fataru on his left foot. Not sure who that was to, but it ends up with their goalkeeper. Of course, there's two of the games kicking off at 12:30. Charlton are playing Millwall, that's 0-0, and Preston are hosting Middlesbrough. And that's only been going for 3 minutes, but that's 0-0 as well. All the other games are 3 o'clock this afternoon, except Southampton, of course. They're playing Portsmouth in the South Coast Derby. It's the big South Coast Derby as well. Sorry, Bournemouth and Brighton. But it is, and that's tomorrow on Sky. Might have to watch that. I don't know tomorrow. I might do a watch along either for A, Leicester women versus Liverpool women, or B, Southampton versus Portsmouth. Vestergaard came in there and got a good... yes, it is, Gray. It is indeed. Good defending by Vestergaard. It's a free kick to Oxford again. Leicester have won 6 of their last 8 championship games. Lost 2, while the Foxes could record 3 successive league clean sheets for the first time since October 2022 in the Premier League. Whoa. Oh, nice move from Oxford, the back heel. And Oxford are in with the chance here. They do some defending here, Leicester. Oh. Luke Thomas there. I mean, we were vulnerable then. We were quite open at the back. And another free kick. I've got to say, yeah, Thomas did well there. Got his foot in and got the block in. I tell you what, I was a bit worried then about Leicester's defence. I think this game is going to be very stop and start with this referee. Thank you, Kyle. So another free kick for Oxford. Oh, headed clear there by Skip, I think it was, who fell over it. But he did get it out. But the high ball back in for Oxford. Oh! And it's 1-0 to Oxford. Unbelievable. Oh. Wow. It was a good save by Stolarczyk, but nobody picking up. It was an easy tap in. Oxford are the better team at the moment. That was Sheffield United defending. Can Leicester City hit straight back, though? Ayew. Oh, hits the side post. No, it's a corner. It's a corner. The goalkeeper needed to make the save. So it's another corner to Leicester. 1-0 down. I need to change that. Leicester still pressing it forward. Fatawu trying to fight a lost cause there. Well, that wasn't in the script, was it? So I'm maybe maybe too much confidence. I didn't think I'd be doing that today. Oxford 1, Leicester City 0. Yes! Jordan Ayew! That didn't last long, did it, Oxford? Oxford make a mess of it. And it's 1-1. Ayew, it was a bad mistake. Well, it's 1-1. Oh, fuck off, Twitch.
Goal! Back of the net.
Is there any normal people on Twitch, or are they just wankers that want to charge you to get followers? Because that's all that seems to be on Twitch. Well, 1-1. Ah, that was a response. What a response. Indeed, Jim. Fingers crossed. Look, we've often questioned, haven't we? Certainly after last season, when we went 1-0 down, what it was going to be like. What was our response going to be? That is the sort of response we never saw under Ruud van Nistelrooy last year. Hit back straight away. 100% there, Jeff. 2 goals in this game, none between Charlton and Millwall or Preston and Middlesbrough. Akoli now. Oh, Fatawu with a lovely ball. Oh, it goes in. But it didn't quite get through to Ayew. I haven't heard much of Ramsey. Ramsey's number 30. Now, Oxford are on the break. Vestergaard gets... Oh! Oh my goodness me! Oh, well, they were unlucky. Wow, it was a good effort, I have to say. And it hit the back of Stolarczyk. I tell you what, you cannot take your eyes off this game. If I could, Kyle, I would have done. Indeed, Helen. Yeah. This is a little bit tight. It's a bigger size than the 2 that I bought from the shop. And it's still more tighter than those 2. But it was free. So what can I say? Ed, you're a gentleman, sir. Thank you very much. That's a throw into Oxford. Oh. And the Coley's down. Oh. So he got the it wasn't a foul because he hurt him, but it wasn't a deliberate. But he did get an arm in the face, Akoli. So Ramsey's number 30. You need to keep a lookout for him. Did he? Yes. Not even a foul, so it gets back to the original Oxford throw-in. It was off the ball. I still thought it could have been a foul, although he didn't mean it, but he took... Oh! Ayew! And if only he got a bit more speed on him, Ayew. But can he get this ball across? No, he can't. But it was a good run. It took the ball right to the byline. A long ball upfield, which falls to an Oxford player. They still have it. Oh. Akoli, Sumare. Did that? Oh, the ball went out. I wonder what that was then. It's a throw in. That was a good run by Ayew again. Marty Cifuentes, whoa, 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 whoa. Cifuentes, whoa, whoa, whoa. He came from Spain, he did, to live on Aylstone Lane. That doesn't sound right. You get what I mean, though. Is it Aylstone Lane? No, it's not. Is there an Aylstone Lane in Leicester? I don't remember. So throw into Oxford on the far side, halfway into the Leicester half. Booted back into their own half. Of course, this is where we got Matt Elliott from. I know there's an Ayleston Road. Obviously, I know that's the main road at the end of King Power Way, or Filbert Way. But I thought there might have been an Ayleston Lane as well, because lane rhymes with Spain. You know, there's got to be a lane around there that rhymes with Spain, hasn't there? So a Coley on this side. Mavroidis had a bit of a quiet game as well. So it comes to Chowdhury on this near side. He's got Fatawu, but he goes back to a Coley or take it across to Vestergaard. Just inside the Leicester half. He chips it across and he goes to Hamza Chowdhury, who chests it down. He's got Fatawu as an option. He plays Sumare. Plays it to Sumare. Forward to Ayu. Back to Chowdhury. Ayu. Chowdhury. Back to Coley. And across to Vestergaard. Now, that's a good ball to Mavroidis on the far side. Oh, and he gets past his player. Now, Mavroidis won the ball there. He should have crossed it sooner. He should have crossed it first touch. So it's the third corner for Leicester. Ramsey. Oh! 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 Now then, this could be dangerous. Ramsey sent off. What the fuck, Aaron Ramsey? Oh. I'm looking at this. Do you think it was a red card? Studs were up. Now, 3-game ban for him. No, it's just fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. Early in the game as well. So we're actually losing for 3 3/4 games because we've got 3/4 of this one to go. That's put a lot of pressure on his teammates. No substitution or anything yet. That Ramsey effort was probably the first thing that he actually did. James, you're 100% right. Welcome along, buddy. How you doing? It does, Josh. It does make it difficult. Yeah, they have gone defensive. I'm just gobsmacked. The referee. I mean, I'm not blaming the referee. That was a red card, but this referee is whistle happy. Obviously, at the moment, while Leicester are still trying to work out what to do, Abedidi out to Ayew. And Ayew goes down, but no free kick. What is Cifuentes going to do? That is the question. Did you mark? Nice one, James. We send him back to Burnley. I thought it was a red. I think he gave the referee no. It made the decision very easy for the referee. Hi, Chris. Thank you, Chris. I thought there was a Ayleston Lane there. I did say that you can't take your eyes off this game. But Oxford now, this is going to give Oxford a bit of a boost. So Oxford playing it across there. That was so easy. Went past 3 Leicester players to get to his player, the Oxford guy, with the ball. They still have it on the edge of the box here in this corner now. Maybe Marty's trying to hang on till half time. The corner of Chowdhury. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Mark. And I'm old school. I love watching the big match revisited on ITV4 because you do see some real tackles going in there. And obviously the pitches worked, the snooker tables that they are these days. Corner from Oxford comes in, headed clear, but only as far as another Oxford player. No, it's a free kick to Leicester. But yeah, But look, somebody would have said the last game that this ref was in charge of, he gave 9 yellow cards out. So as a manager, you should be saying that to your players. Or, careful, don't give away silly fouls. This guy's card happy. 2 minutes 57 into the game, first yellow card was given to Samare. I didn't think it was a yellow card. But that it was his feet were off the ground, his studs were high. Yeah, like I say, it made it an easy decision for the referee. You know, you got it's away from home, so you've got the home crowd baying for a sending off. Yeah, I mean, they were saying on the telly it was frustration because he hadn't. I'd said I hadn't really heard much. You know, his name mentioned very often. McCauley doing his defensive duties well there. I hadn't heard much of Ramsey mentioned, and I was just said that, and then that shot that he had from the corner was probably his first bit of participation in the game. But you can't get frustrated at this level. Now it's raining, which makes going to make it a slippy surface, so you've got to be even more careful. So Larchik catches that one. We had that rain this morning. I've got to say, we've got sunshine now. Sunshine on a rainy day. My God, it really is coming down. Good defending by Ayu. Fatawu holding on to the ball too long and losing it. The corner. So it's a corner. The rain is really coming down. Now, Jim's still in from America. If this was an NFL game that had taken the players off, oh, it's raining, we might have a bit of lightning, we're going to have to all go off. But no, us Brits, we've made a bigger stuff than that. We're carrying on playing, Jim. He'll kill me. But it is coming down. 33 minutes gone. Oxford 1, Leicester 1. Oh, Vestergaard, good header out. Ayu. Samare. A bit, it's a good ball. It took a deflection. Go into Oxford. Yep, now's got to be careful. He's sticking 9 shots to Oxford, 3 to Leicester. All our 3 have been on target. They've only had 2 on target. 7 touches in the opposition box to them, 6 to Leicester. Possession, Leicester 52, 52 and a half. I forgot we got 2 Americans in. Helen, I'm winding Jim up. You know, when you got old colonists in, you know, from the old English colonies popping in, got to wind them up a bit. 52 in. Please smash that likes. Yeah, what Kyle hasn't said is that he's in Bermuda. Oh, Tomorrow got in the way. Oh, Mavridides. Oh, excellent run by Mavridides. Simply was too many players running. He was running back. He had 3 players chasing him. He was crowded out there, but what a good run by Mavridides. Yeah, he always tried to get it on his right foot. For some reason, we're having a bit of a drinks break. It can't be because of the fact that it's hot, because it's pissing down with rain. Like I say, down here on the south coast, we had real rain this morning. It really came down. Glenfield. Why go to Bermuda when you've got Glenfield? Yeah, he should have maybe had to go with his left, Jim. Oh, Coley doing his defensive duties, but he gives it away. And now it's a free kick against Mavridides. Now, I've got to say that the Oxford man is down, readjusting his underwear. That Mavridides, I mean, that was a slide. That you can see it was a wet pitch. He's put his underwear back up, and we're all right for that because it's giving Leicester a bit of a break. First Electric organising his wall. The second free kick from around the same position as the one earlier that he put into the wall. Oh, Brannigan way over the top. I mean, I don't know that was a free kick because, I mean, he was sliding. The grass is going to be so wet now. Dion Dublin, yes. I don't remember the game, so I'll go with what you were saying, Chris. I remember. In fact, I think you see the football there. It's a signed ball. I think that's got Dion Dublin's signature on it. My son was a ball boy back in the day when you only had one, not a ball boy, mascot. Back in the day when you only had one mascot per team, and it was away, and you don't normally have ball boys away from home. But I worked at Burnley at the time. We were playing Burnley away at Burnley, and the club very much said he could be a ball boy if Burnley were happy with it. Of course, we had a sports section at the newspaper, and Eddie, who was in charge, who was like the top reporter, said, "Leave it with me. I'll have a word with the club." And he did, and they agreed. And 2 years later, they did the same for my second son. So, Oxford. Oh, lovely ball through. Can he cross it over? No, he can't. The corner. Thomas doing his defensive duties well there. 39 minutes gone. Do you remember when we signed Brendan Rodgers? And we're going around, being interviewed, and Dion Dublin went, Dion Dublin, Homes Under the Hammer. So, as we speak, Oxford haven't managed to make the extra man count, and we've made no substitution yet. Or Skip came across to do his defensive duties and got a free kick. So 1 yellow, 1 red for Leicester, card-wise. Oh, I think Skip knew what he was doing there. Well done, Skip. So, goal kick here, or free kick, sorry, in the goal area. Salarchik, right-footed. Long high, headed back into the mix by Oxford. Head ball at the moment. It basically falls to Oxford though when it does go back on the ground. Was that Sherlock Holmes Under the Hammer, Kyle? I don't remember that book by Conan Doyle. Sherlock Holmes in the case of Holmes Under the Hammer. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry, mate. I shouldn't laugh at my own jokes, but nobody else does, so that's the way I do. Leicester defending the ball well, putting it out there for a throw-in. Piccoli is having a good game. I have to say, before the sending off, so was Ayew. He does. Hey, you knocked the ball over. I just headed it in. That's another corner for Oxford. Oxford pretty much having a good run of play at the moment. I think there will be substitutions at half time. Oh, it's gone in from the corner. Oh, it took a deflection. Trying to see if it was off a Leicester player. No. Oh, no. It came off to Morey. Now, this is asking a lot for Leicester. Offside. The moment. We just got down. We just got to get through. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time. I don't know if I can see anything coming out of this game now. Unless Marty is a miracle worker. Yeah, Sumare has been credited with the goal. Oh. A free kick or penalty. Both things being asked for there. Referee having to get involved. So, Ayu gives a foul away. Disappointing. Because up until that red card, I think we were, despite the slower start. Oh, Thomas. And there it is, half time. Half time, guys. I've got to say, entertaining, they've just said, yes, but not for Leicester. We'll be back with the half time roundup.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Not a good time to concede a goal there, Chris.
No, not a good time to get a fucking red card either. What was the dick doing?
Yeah, it was overzealous. It was immature. It was daft. If you're going to do a crunching tackle, don't do it from 500 meters away from the bloke because you will get caught out. Yeah, it was silly, mate. It's put us under a lot of pressure.
I don't think we're going to get anything from this now.
I think it's going to be very difficult, mate. We're going to have to see a test of character now, a bit of grind. Everyone's going to have to play their part and a little bit more, right? So, yeah, it's going to be a very difficult one to get something from here, but we can do it. We might have to make some changes at halftime to make it happen, though.
Oh, I definitely think we will be seeing changes, without any doubt at all. I has to be done. I'm sorry, but look, let's just talk about that. A lot of people saying it was a yellow card. I don't think he gave the referee any choice whatsoever.
No, the problem is nowadays it's not even really how it comes off, it's how it looks, and it just looked horrendous. It was way too double-footed. You might have got a bit of the ball, but you can't do it in the modern game, guys. I'd prefer we could, but you can't do it. So he's had I don't know what happened, if there was something going on before then, because it seemed a little bit out of nowhere to me. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with the consequences of that now, and unfortunately it's put us in a difficult spot here, hasn't it? Because Oxford have been very good, to be fair, so they're playing their top game, and we've been all right until that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could argue that we were, well, maybe they had the better start, but I think we were back in it. We responded well to going behind. I just, well, I mean, up until then, I'd actually said I haven't heard much about Ramsey. I've never mentioned his name. And then suddenly we'd got the corner.
Yeah,
he had a really nice strike from that corner.
Yeah,
but then that. Well, they were saying on the TV that it was frustration because he wasn't involved in the game. But you can't. I'm sorry. They've just. He sort of said to us now, as far as I'm concerned, like, no, maybe this isn't the guy for us.
Yeah, I think it was put in the chat, wasn't it? I think it's the first guy since Dion Dublin to do this. I mean, it's remarkable to get sent off on your debut, isn't it? And like you say, he wasn't really getting involved in the game, but then we parked the short corner for the first time, which I've always said we should probably do, and we create a good opportunity from it. So that's something which is a real big shame. Like you say, it's going to be a 3-game ban, isn't it? And it takes him out of contention, which means we've got to now find another way around that. So, mate, it's how we sort this out now and how we line up second half. And like I said, everyone's got to bring a little bit more to it. I mean, looking at changes, we're probably got to take Simari off, aren't we? Because he's on a yellow card as well. Yeah. He's played all right, but I mean, we don't want to risk going down to 9.
Just showing it again. I mean, I don't think it even started raining then. But the thing was, his feet were off the ground, stood showing. That's a sending off.
Well, exactly. That's it. Like we say, you can't do it in the game nowadays, unfortunately. So, yeah, you just shouldn't do it. I don't understand why he felt he needed to do it. I don't think there was anything on that was really a threat to us either. So, a bit of immaturity, Chris.
I think maybe just trying to make a name for himself and, get stuck into the game. But, look, this referee, this is only, I think, his 3rd game of the season. In the last time he played, which was Chesterfield in whatever league they're in, Charlton, by the way, are beating Millwall. Preston are beating Middlesbrough. Wow. In his last game, which I say was at Chesterfield, he gave out 9 yellow cards.
Yeah.
Now, do you not say to your players, don't do anything stupid, lads? I mean, not only that, and look, they do say, don't they, about footballers haven't got the brains they were born with. Sumare, 2 minutes 57, first yellow card. So I'm sure Marty would have said, look, this guy likes his cards. He's been sponsored by Clinton. Watch it. Sumare got a yellow card. I think that was maybe that was the referee just going, I'm in charge, because it was very early. And then you've got Ramsey going, shit, he is doing cards. And then he goes and does that.
Yeah, it's amazing, really, isn't it? Because, like you say, you'd think you would look at the referee and you would, try and work out what he's like. Because, unfortunately, in the game, if you do get a referee like this, you can't really moan about it afterwards without getting fined. So you've got to adjust to it and accept that you've got to work your way around it. So it's a shame, like you say, that hasn't really panned out that way. And it's what I was expecting. Oxford are always going to come out with a bit of physicality, but they're a little bit more adjusted to what the Football League is. They know how to get away with things a bit more than us because they've been just as physical as we have, but we've just been a little bit more reckless and immature with it. And that has been a bit of a learning curve we have to get used to in this division as well, mate.
Yeah. Was the first goal to put them 1-0 up, was that a bit easy? I mean, it was just a tap-in for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I look at intelligence on the football pitch. We want to play out from the back where we can and retain possession, of course, but sometimes you just got to lump it forward. And if we just lumped it forward there, I had someone available on the counter like Fatawu, who's doing very well to come back and defend Chris. But sometimes to the other lads, we want to kind of keep him free to be available as a long ball counter if we're getting hemmed in like that. And then you completely stop that situation ever happening, and it was a well-deserved goal because they pressed us really well.
1-1 within, 4 minutes? You always say how you're going to respond, and we know how Leicester last season responded, as I say, under Ruud van Dijk. But Jordan Ayew, he says, "I'm not giving up my striker role that easily." It was a well taken goal. It was a bad mistake. Well, say well taken. It was a bad mistake by Oxford that gave it away. But it was a great response, and he took it well.
Yeah, it's one of the things we've been wanting to see from Leicester after last season, is it just seeing that desire to go and try and win a football match after you make a mistake. We said it in the summer and the pre-seasons, the youngsters were doing it more than the first team. The first team are picking it up now, and we're seeing the results. It's not the first time this season we've done this, so that was a good thing to see, mate, 100%. It's unfortunate we couldn't take it further from there quicker, because then we might have been 2-1 up before the chaos unfolded. But, Rome wasn't built in a day, like we say, and these are little things we need to see massive progression on, and Marty's doing it. So even though we're 2-1 down, we've got a red card, you still can't say the performance hasn't been encouraging.
No. Snap, Gray. You and me both thought that at the same time. I wrote at 15:44, can't take the eyes off this game.
Yeah, it was a real good game of football, wasn't it? End-to-end dramatic, well thought out. Yeah, very good.
If you did great, you did, mate. If it is, from a neutral's point of view, this was a very exciting game. Okoli down, he got an arm in the face. I don't think there was any intention in that, though. Mavididi, what a run he had. Down
exactly.
That side. And look, he had 3 players on him, and he was crowded out. Should he not have taken a shot earlier with his left foot? I know he wants to get everything on the right, but he should have taken that on his left, shouldn't he?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think he was just a little bit out of breath in that stride, wasn't he? So I don't think he probably felt he would have got a good connection on it. So he made a decision at the time, like you say. I think he did really well. I think he wasn't taking on too many players this half. Fatawu, again, is going to get marked out of this. I think Curry's really been physical against him and made it very difficult for him to get past him. Like when he pushed him off the ball and he gave away the goal kick. So, that's going to be something we're going to have to navigate this second half, Chris, because if we don't manage to sort that out and we're going to lose these battles, then we will lose this game, unfortunately, now. But we've got to try and find a way. So I'd maybe suggest Mavididi should come off for Daka, because I think if we are a bit deeper, maybe Daka's going to...
just say Oxford have only won 4 of their last 22 games.
Yeah, I said that in the pre-match. Yeah, they're on the worst run in the active team in the Championship. But they don't look like a team to me that should get relegated, though, to be fair. They're well organised.
Well, they are in this game, but then they're only playing 10 men. We'll see. I don't know if there's been any changes at half-time. The players are out, so I'll let you go, mate, and I will see you at full-time. Fingers crossed. Oh, Winks is about to come on, and Ricardo is about to come on.
Yeah, I would have put Ricardo on and put Hamza in midfield, actually, like you wanted, Chris. But let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll get a point, guys. Come on, just work hard. Foxes never quit. Keep the faith.
See you at lunchtime. See you at full time, mate.
See you at lunchtime. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Come on, referee. The teams are out, no referees. Winks is on for Samare. And Pereira is on for Mavadidi. The fourth official. Is he there now? So like I say, Samare off. Winks on. And Mavadidi's off. Ricardo is on. What do you think of those substitutions, guys? And we kick off for the second half. So third of the ground here is in total shade on this near side. Ball goes back to Stolarczyk. Obviously Leicester now kicking from right to left. He's got fans behind him now. I don't know what that stands for, Janet. Is that a sub that you've mistyped, Janet? Not Janet, is it? Jonat. Just get the... Oh, let me do it. So we've still got AU up front. I'm not sure what that has done to the... Yeah, so we've got Winks and Skip, which I obviously wanted. Oh, we can't afford to go a second goal down, and Oxford are coming out. Now, Oxford obviously are going for it. Wow, that was close. Thankfully Stolarczyk was awake. Trying to play it out from the back again. So Vestergaard slowing it down. Forward to Chowdhury, gets it back. I think they're good. Yeah, it is very, very tough now. I can kind of understand these subs. Ricardo, I'm thinking Ricardo's not gone into defence, has he? Coley's giving it away. Oxford probably can't believe their luck. This will be the first win for them. Ah, good tackle by Coley. Chowdhury. Taru. Oh, he did really well there, but he was crowded out by two defenders. Yeah, Prashant, I'd take that, like you say. I mean, there's never a good time to concede a goal, is there? Skip getting nutmeg there. Oh, Vestergaard. Oh, Vestergaard booked. These Oxford players are real whingers. Oh, this kind of shake and make up. Actually, the shot was wider than it probably looked. Got to be careful, Leicester. This referee, he's a card wanker, and he's still arguing Vestergaard. Well, Phillips is going off. The Oxford player who Vestergaard got into. Andy King in conversation there with Marty Cifuentes. That is a sub. Phillips is actually coming off, so I don't think Vestergaard, who thought he may be milking it, Gary Rowett, like I said, their manager, and he was doing all right at Birmingham before he was dumped for Rooney. He's a good manager. Monga's just walking out to warm up. Obviously, Vestergaard's going to be booed now every time he touches the ball, which ends up back with still Archie, and then out to Vestergaard again. Coley. Getting booed regularly. Chowdhury. Winks. Needs something special from Winks. A Winks screamer would be very nice. It's a throw into Leicester, almost on the halfway line on this side. Can't see Leicester getting back into this as things stand. The guy that's commentating just said, I don't have to say who's got the ball, just wait for the sound of the boos. Oh, now finally we get a free kick. You know what he was doing there, I think, Winks. Boos are getting left. I think the Oxford fans go up and under. Oh. Puts it out. Stop the Oxford breakaway. I need one of these. Mad Jason? Yeah, I'm mad as well. Cheers, everybody. How you doing? Leicester, though, after having a bit of spell of pressure here. Winks. It's going to probably end up back with Sister Archie. No, it's not. Vestergaard turns and brings it forward. No booze that time. Thomas passes it to Ayew on this left side. Oh, no, the boos are back. Nice bit of play here by Leicester. That's going to be the best move of the match. 2-2. Get it in. Get it in. Fatawoo. Ha ha. Ha ha. Oh. All you've got to say there is they've just said team goal. It was a team goal. What a goal. What a score. Come on, you guys. That's what we want. This is what we want. What a goal. Fatawu. Who else? Who else?
Goal! Back of the net.
Indeed. 2-2. Bring it on. Bring it on. I mean, what a goal. I mean, it could win goal of the season. Normally they go to like long range shots and classic one, but as a team goal, I've probably not seen a better team goal for a long, long time. Wow. Now it went out to play that to throw in to Oxford. I don't think the Oxford they were thinking that. Probably thought it hadn't gone out. But now, Oxford, Vestergaard. He put his foot up there, but he got the ball. We want three. We want three. Who remembers these? 5 of Leicester City's last ever Football League trips to Oxford have ended in a draw, with both sides scoring in 5 of those games. Where were you, Gray? Wow. I think I got a little bit excited there, didn't I? Does this show me moves off a little bit? Is it a bit too tight, this, do you think? You see, this is what a promotion chasing side do. Yeah, it's been given to Piera. I thought it was Fatawu. Just saying then, do Oxford play for the draw or do they try and get the 3 points? Fatawu got the assist. Ricardo got the goal, apparently. Good defending by Vestergaard. Now, Ayew. A good run by Ayew. He slips. He's looking for support. He's managing to do it all on his own, though. Finally, goes back to Winks. Winks to Chowdhury. This has given Leicester a bit of a boost. Oh! A long-range effort from Ayew. Yeah. So Winks has made the difference. Cifuentes talking to Mr. Calm. I wonder how calm he actually is. So, yeah, 61 minutes gone. We're into the last 29 minutes. Beach, I Had a Dream. I need to reload those songs, don't I, Gray? Wow. Oh, lovely play again by Leicester. Oh, that would have been brilliant. I think it was Fatawu that was through there. He can. Just wish he wasn't on as much money and he wanted. I've got to say, I'm going to say, look, in fairness now, again, Winks involved there. Oh, it's a booking for Oxford now. Ayew, oh yeah, he touched his back, he went down. Ayew knows what he's doing. I don't know, because if you're going to put him on, you're going to take Ayew off, Kevin. And can you afford? I mean, Ayew at the moment is blinding. Oh, good free kick. Went across. Vestergaard got a touch, but he went out for a goal kick. I don't think... You don't think what there, Jeff? Yeah, we do need to see Monga, though. Who do you take off for Monga? 14 shots to Oxford, 6 to Leicester. 5 on target. Of their 14, they've only had 2 on target. Just to update you, it's still Charlton Athletic 1, Millwall 0, Preston North End 1, Middlesbrough 0. I don't think either manager wants a draw. Oh. The Oxford player got it onto his left foot, Plachetta, on this right-hand side, Oxford's right, the near side. He tried to do a Fatou, and I think they've got to ring the space station and ask for the ball back, please. I don't think either manager's going to be settling for a draw, to be honest with you. At the moment, as things stand, we are in second place to Middlesbrough. Oxford are out. Well, they're 21st. They've just jumped above Derby County. So they're out the bottom 3. Ayew now on the ball. Having a good game, Ayew. That was a bit of a waste, though. Goalkeeper came out of his box just to kick it to his defender. 65 minutes gone. What a game. What a game. I think you're right, James. I think you are. How's the new stadium, mate? Congratulations on moving into the new stadium. And who's down for Leicester? Vestergaard's gone down. I think he was trying to say, well, if you got a yellow for that, then I'm getting a yellow for that. But he didn't, because it was just a coming together. How's your start been, James? Oh yeah, that wasn't a foul. It was just that he was actually trying to jump over Vestergaard, and he caught him with his foot. So into Oxford, almost level with the penalty box. It is by the time he steals a few yards anyway. Headed clear. Fatou trying to break with the ball. Oh, that's another free kick. Ayew's gone down now. Going to be giving away too many of these free kicks. Looks very impressive, I've got to say, mate. Looks very, very impressive. Are you glad you got David Moyes for another season? No. Can Oxford do anything with this ball? Probably about 30 yards out. They could float this in on this near side. No. Yeah, it's maybe about 30, 27. Oh. Tell you what, that free kick went in. No Leicester player cut it out. Oh. Skipper's giving the ball away. Now. Oh! The offside flag had gone up Preston were hoping for a penalty there. Pulls his dick and has a quick scratch. I think we got away with one there, guys, with the offside. No, I think you're right, Gray. I'm going to agree with you on that one. 21 minutes to go. Oxford 2, Leicester City 2. Oxford have been ahead twice in this game. Leicester have pulled it back, and of course Leicester down to 10 men. McCauley with the clearance. AU. That's where you kind of need your Daka on, because AU was never going to get to that. It was too far ahead of him. It's more of a clearance than a pass, to be honest with you. Can't take your eyes off this game. Oof! Thomas managed to clear that then. That was a bit scary from Luke Thomas. Oxford calling for 2 penalties. Got to say, well, of course, it's gone my way, but I've got to say the referee did all right. I think he's got both of those right. At the moment, Oxford are the ones that are attacking. I think we might need to see some more. And they're about to make some substitutions. I was about to say Leicester need to, I think, make some substitutions here. Yeah, Ricardo was swapping positions with Chowdhury there. I didn't go out. Fatawu now. Took that well. Oh. Ah. So Leicester throw. What? No, Fatawu having a good game there. So 2-time subs for Oxford. I think Leicester City need subs as well. Some tired legs out there. Come on, Marty. I think we need fresh legs. Does anybody agree with me? Yeah. They're both forward players that have come on. I think we should be making subs now. Please, talking of subs, please subscribe if you're new. Click that like button, whether you're new or not. Through ball there, but too hard for the Oxford player, and Salarchik cleans it up. But Oxford have gone through it at the back. They are really going for it. I think we're going to see. Yeah, we're going to see James come on. I'd bring Daka on. I've got to say, I would bring Daka on. Fatawu is going off on Jordan James. Oh, and Daka is coming on. I was right. So it's Fatawu for Daka. Jordan James isn't on at the moment. No, he's not on at the moment. Oof. Chowdhury played back pass there to... oh, we're playing it round the back. For God's sake, boot it up the fucking field. Skip now. It was a good ball. Now we've got a chance to have a break. Thomas. Oh. Saw what he did there. Tried to get Daka in. I think so. Well, he rang me. Went, Chris, what should I do? Yes, Kevin, because when we're playing these long balls up, we need somebody that's got speed. As well as Ayu's played, he hasn't got that speed that Daka's got. And in the last game, I know in one move, closed the goalkeeper down, forced him to pass it, then closed that player down. He had to pass it, and then he closed the third player down. Now, Leicester playing a dangerous game here. That's out for a Leicester throw. Now. No. No. Yeah, Jordan James on a season-long loan, like I say, €5 million. If he performs for us like he did for Birmingham, still not coming on. Vestergaard still getting booed. McCauley, and it goes all the way back to Stolarczyk, which I guess who kicks it out. Oxford throw, halfway in our own half on the far side. Quarter of an hour left, just under. We do. I'm surprised we haven't seen Monga. But is Monga, what's he like defensively? Oh, it's offside again. So Hamza Chowdhury is off. I guess Ricardo's going to go back, or either that, or we're going three at the back. He defends from the front, Kevin. You know, on that move I just said, he stopped the goalkeeper booting it upfield. Chowdhury having a bit of a joke there with Cifuentes about his hair. Look, I get you don't like Daka, but Skip and Stolarczyk playing keep ball. No, I mean, look, Anna, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's your opinion, and you are very much entitled to your opinion. I'm just trying to put the other side to it. You know, if you're telling me as a striker, Daka is not very good, I'm 100% on your wavelength. You know, but he can do certain things, and if we're kicking the ball long upfield, like now he's running at the goalkeeper to close him down. He didn't quite get there, but Ayew couldn't have done that. But if you're looking for a goal scorer, Daka's not your man. Middlesbrough equalised against Preston. It's a goal kick. Good defensive play there by Thomas, kicking the ball out off the Oxford player. Preston North End 1, Middlesbrough 1, Charlton 1, Millwall 0. And of course, we know what this score is. Middlesbrough looking well at the top of the table at the moment, 13 points. We would be second, although obviously the teams behind us haven't yet played today. Leicester come away with it. They managed to get it somehow. They are closing us down. It's an up and over to Ayew. Is he offside? Yes. You know what? I'm looking forward to the post-match. Don't you start, Gray. Like I said, new manager, everybody starts with a clean sheet. You know, I don't like Skip and Samari, but the manager does. We're only sort of 5 games into the new season. I know, James. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, took a deflection. Good. Yeah, well done, Vestergaard. Vestergaard went there to try and defend it, but saw that I presume Sir Larchik gave him a shout. Yeah, Vestergaard doing his job. Leicester enjoying a spell of possession. Winks to Ayew. Ricardo. Jordan James. Ayew. Oh, Daka was in the box there, but it was just over Daka. Oh. Daka from Winks. Now the Leicester fans are shouting, singing. Ayew holds the ball well. Thomas. Oh. Daka offside. Yeah, that should be a good game now. So Oxford have it on that far side. It was all. I mean, the commentators have got it spot on. It was so congested in the middle of the park there. You know, but we've taken wingers off. I mean, do you bring Monga on, do you think? Do you know, the thing is, though, James, like with Martill, good header out, but it's straight to an Oxford player. Oh. But when a new manager comes in, it can give some of these players a fresh breath, if you like. Oh, it's into the box, but into the hands of Stolarczyk. 6 minutes plus any stoppage. Overarm throw out from Stolarczyk. Now, Winks gives the ball away. Oh, Vestergaard getting blocked. The block in there. Skip tries to run it down, but he gets a throw in, which will do enough for and he's had a good game. Skip has had a good game today. I think because he was injured so much last season. So Rowett's got some changes left. So has Martin Cifuentes. Oh, Thomas nearly lost it there. Ricardo, Ayu. Oh, Skip! Yeah, he should. Oh, he got. So it's a corner. We've not had one of those. Thomas on the far side. We'll do a kicking right to left. So left footed in for Thomas here to Cake. One arm up, his right arm. That obviously means something. It comes in. Oh, the ball didn't drop. Oh no. Oh, good defending. Wow. James, great defending. Yeah, it was a good defending from James. Oh, it's a free kick to Leicester. All right, Mr. Referee. 2 more substitutions. No. Yeah, 2 more substitutions. Going to be a striker that comes on for Oxford. Will we regret not? Oh, good move by Leicester. Ayu. Oh. Handball. Now Leicester City get the free kick. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's hard to. There's a striker coming on for Oxford. Be interesting to see how much time is added on. So free kick. Winks to take it. About 36 yards out. We have got one more sub left. Thomas chipped in, but it wasn't a very good one at all. Oh, that was a corner, wasn't it? So we're in the last minute of normal time. Preston have just scored against Middlesbrough, 2-1. Yeah, waiting to see what the 3 shots, 2 on target, 16 accurate passes from Jordan Ayew. He's had a good game. He really, really has. So Ayew is off. And believe it or not, Dakova Reed is on. Still don't know how many minutes have been added on here. 5. So Dakova Reed's got 5 minutes to make himself a hero. So, no Carranza. Middlesbrough, though. Going to be one of those seasons this season. It's a free kick to Oxford. From the free kick, it was a header by an Oxford player, but it wasn't good enough. If Dakova Reed now gets the winning goal, so it's Preston North End 2, Middlesbrough 1. Millwall have equalised against Charlton. That's 1-1. So we're 2 points behind Middlesbrough at the moment. If we were to get a winner, we wouldn't go top on goal difference. Because we'd be +4, Middlesbrough +5, unless Preston get another one, of course. Oh, it's a free kick to Leicester. We'll take that. As things stand, Bristol, Coventry and West Brom are the only teams not to have lost a game this so far this season. But I say, we have got the 3 o'clock kickoffs to come. Hi, George. Well, we're down to 10 men. That's out. Still out. Chick with what I would call a Casper kick. Now, Oxford, in fairness, I thought it would be easier than this. Fair play to Oxford. I mean, they have obviously had to, they have been playing against. Oh, how am I doing today? I mean, how are Leicester doing today? I've got a full pant of. Oh, counter's not on for Leicester City because Pierre hit his man Thomas though. Boots it upfield. We get a throw in. Leicester will probably take the time if they've got any sense. We're in the last 30 seconds. There it is. Full time. And I'll tell you what a game. They played to Oxford. They played really, really well. I will take the point at this stage of the game, and yeah, interesting to see. Man of the match should Monger have come on? Could we have got something if Monger had come on? Interesting. We'll be back. I need to go and water the plants, as I always do. 2-2. Could have been worse. Wasn't bad. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with the post-match discussion, post-match reaction coming up in a few minutes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Bloody Yanks, we're always waiting for them. It was like that in 2 world wars, and they're still coming up late. But nice to have you all in. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about with that game. First of all, let me ask you all, and we'll go round the room here. Start with Brad. I would have taken that point when Ramsey got sent off.
Oh, 100%, Chris. And if you'd have told me without knowing which side it was, someone was down to 10 men at the start of the second half, I would not have guessed it was us.
No, wouldn't. But Jim, that day to Oxford, I went 3-1. Tom, I think Tom went 4-1. Brad went 3-1.
I went 3-1.
And you went, well, we both did, yes. I mean, so fair play to Oxford. They were. I think we should change the name from Oxford United to Prostitutes Underwear because they went down so easy.
Well, first of all, welcome back, Brad. Good to see Brad again. I thought they did play hard. I really did. I think later in the game, they started going down in the box all the time. I mean, just what you said. I mean, and fair play to the ref. I mean, he didn't call him. You know, every time you saw a guy.
Sorry, just to interrupt. Sorry. Middlesbrough have got a late equaliser. Preston North End 2, Middlesbrough 2.
I had 2 on Preston. I was on for a maximum then. Scumbag Borough.
Yeah, Preston 2, Middlesbrough 2.
No, I went 2-1 Preston.
Oh, 2-1. Oh.
But still, hey, nothing lost, nothing gained on top of the league.
No, exactly. Sorry, Jim, do carry on.
No, so I guess realizing this, since 3 of us went 3-1, it was just a misplaced goal. If we'd have got one more goal, it would have been 3-1. So I think we were close. Do we get half a point on the prediction league for that?
I do. You don't. Sorry.
No, I thought, to your point, Chris, Oxford did play tough. I really thought that our substitutions in the second outplayed their substitutions in the second. They had the opportunities to come in and try to get that goal because at home, after you had the lead, but we played grittier down the stretch.
Sorry, I'm just extremely annoyed because Josh has got a score right.
Sorry, Josh is bottom, Chris. I don't think he's catching you just yet. You've got a couple of weeks before you have to get nervous about Josh catching.
Well, he's got 3 more points than me this week. You'd have taken, at half time, Tom would have taken the point, wouldn't we?
Yeah, in the circumstances, it's a really hard, well-fought point, isn't it? You know, it's one of those points at the end of the season where if you go up by a point, you go, well, that was the point gain that got us there, you know? So, no, credit to the players, you know. I think that was a real good step forward in that regard. So, yeah, we made the best of a bad situation. It's still disappointing not to, you know, get ourselves in this situation, to not have an opportunity to win the game, because with 11 on 11, we would have won it. That's probably the reality. But, you know, that's something that Ramsey as an individual's got to learn, and he's got to take his teammates out for a beer after that one, hasn't he?
I think he has. And like you say, you know, he's young. He will learn. I'm sure Marty won't sort of hang him out to dry. But, Brad, somebody asked in the chat, last season under Rood, or if Rood had stayed this season, and I know it's all ifs, buts, maybe, etc., but would Leicester have come back twice in a game as well as being down to 10 men?
No, with a side order of no. And the only way that Tom would have got 3 points from this game is if it had gone 4-1 Oxford. And even then, I wouldn't have got us to score a goal. There's not a cat in hell's chance. He'd put Wout Faze up front. He'd have panicked to put Wout Faze up front, Begovic at the back, and he'd have lost the plot. I said this to Jess, and I mean this. The current championship GOAT manager is Marty Cifuentes, because you look at the circumstances over 65 minutes with 10 men, 2-1 down with the last minute of the half, sucker punch, and he just goes, no, I'm not going to stick 5 at the back. I'm going to stick 2 up front. We're going to play narrow, and we're going to get something from this game. And what a decision he made. Although, Chris, if you don't mind me having the floor for a second, I have got hidden recordings of Marty Cifuentes in the changing rooms at halftime and what he said. I don't know if you can hear it, but let me just see if I can play it for you.
Because it's pronounced Aaron.
Son of a You done messed up, Aaron! Now take your ass up.
If you know this sketch, I had to play it. I just imagined Cifuentes giving it the Mike Bassett treatment. Go, you done messed up, Aaron. This is all on you because you can't pronounce his name.
But this is what I was saying. The pre-match with Tom, Jim. I think we dodged a bullet with Potter. I think we dodged a bullet with Roll. This guy, he speaks so much sense, and look, he's got a plan B.
Right. And you know what? It's not just speaking. His actions, what he's doing, his substitutions, his lineups, his true managing this team, coaching the players. We can see it already. I mean, I know the four of us and probably all of Fox's Nation are just over the moon excited with him leading our team. And I think he has a plan, and that's a key, because we know what do you call him? Rude Van Dickelroy?
I may have done.
I
think I used that phrase once, or Rude Van Dickhead, whichever as well.
But he had no plan, and certainly Marty has proven to us this early in the season that he does, and it's exciting. I mean, like Brad said initially, this 2-2 draw, I'm happy as can be with going down a man and being able to come back, and it's credit to the team, but it's credit to his leadership. Yeah.
Just interestingly, Tom, they're actually looking at a different game, but they were showing Ramsey. I'm guessing that's our Ramsey getting a second yellow card for a rash tackle. Maybe this is something that Marty's got to take him aside and go, oi, because that referee, and I have to say, and we said this at half time, it was only his third game of the season. The last one was Chesterfield in a lower league, and in that game he gave out 9 yellow cards.
Yeah.
Being sponsored by Clinton cards or what? Within 3 minutes, he had the first yellow card for Samari. Okay, maybe he deserved that. That you could argue whether that was a straight red. I think it was, because I don't think he gave that referee any choice. He made that decision easy. His feet were up, the studs were showing. It's got to be something. But after that, the referee, I think, had a fairly decent game, to be honest with you.
Well, I think the interesting thing is back in the day, we used to look at referees and it's like what referee acts in what way, and it was far more commonplace. But nowadays, they are trying to standardise the game a bit more, aren't they, guys? So maybe I would say this referee does give out cards a lot earlier, because I think the Sumari incident after 3 minutes in any other game probably would have been a stern telling off. I don't think you would go for a card at that point. It's like, well, we're getting off to we're going to sort the temper out and say that's enough of that, right? So I was a bit surprised with that. So yeah, but like you say, Chris, you still have the knowledge and knowing the results of the games he's refereed recently to know how you've got to approach it from your end. And he got a bit hot in the head. I don't know if there was something said. I'd be intrigued to know, but it seemed to be like something set him off to make him want to go in that hard, because it was completely unnecessary at the time. So yeah, but it cost us a lot of what should have been a win. But ultimately, great fight back after that, wasn't it?
It was. But Brad, I mean, up until that point, Ramsey really, I don't know. Actually, I think it was a Ramsey playing for Charlton that they've just shown got sent off. That because it's the same shirt colours, so quite possibly. Brad, yeah, I mean, as a manager in that dressing room, you say, right, guys, listen up. The referee we've got, in the last game, he gave 9 yellow cards out. He obviously likes giving yellow cards out like it's Christmas. Do not do anything rash. Do not do anything stupid. Don't give him an excuse to get the cards out. 24 minutes into the game, and I still say the referee had the easiest decision that he had all game there.
Yeah, he did, because first of all, you've also got to say to Ramsey and any player at that point, there was a few tackles afterwards that you'll not lay the blame at, but but definitely were silly to be given it, was the conditions, Chris. We had a huge bullets downpour. Why are you sliding in? Look, I know he wants to make an impression. I know he was hungry to win the ball back. Do it a bit better. Trust your new teammates that you've got for the remainder of this season or however long, to get there. Don't worry about it if he gets past you, because that's what some players did today. And I know sometimes you see a player do that and the fans go, oh, he's just give up on it. No, he knows he's not going to get there, and he can see his teammates going to get there. Sometimes it's the best thing to do. I do, however, Chris, agree with what Tom said. The Samari one, really? Even the Vestergaard one, I know the guy went off injured, but I've seen them given where it's kind of like, well, he wasn't meant to hurt him. Yeah, it's a little bit reckless, but you've got the free kick. You played advantage. I know you're only supposed to stop it if it's a red card, but you're thinking if it's that much of I need to definitely book you, then you've got to pull it back for the free kick, surely, if he's that injured. I mean, I do think some of his, I think maybe he had his birthday. Maybe he had his birthday a couple of weeks ago. And he's like, look at my new cards, guys. Look at my new cards. I've got loads of cards for my birthday. Because 9 cards and whatever he gave in this game, it's a bit eccentric. Like Tom said, there's a few cards and incidents that happened today where another referee would have gone, come on, you get, like baseball, we give you that many, you've had one, let's not do that again, or I'll up the ante. You don't need to be going around going, oh, look at my new card. What's your name? Yeah. Because that's what
I get that. He's 22, though, Jim. I suppose he is still learning. He wasn't, as far as I understand it, and from what they were saying online. And I have to say, sorry, by the way, just before I go on to this point, if you are called Ramsey and you're in a 3:00 kickoff, feign an injury. Don't go out because you're going to get sent off.
Yeah, because it was a Charlton bloke.
It was a Charlton guy called Ramsey who got sent off. But yeah, but Jim, he's 22. He'll learn. They said on the screen, and I hadn't mentioned his name up until that point. I hadn't said Ramsey during the actual live match once. So maybe he was frustrated at not getting in and being part of the game. But yeah, look, he wanted to make an impression. I think we've got a good manager. I mean, if that was rude, we may not see him again for the rest of the season. But I think with Martin,
I think you're right. First and foremost, he is young. Secondly, I don't think it was out of frustration. I think he was just trying to make something happen. It was reckless, deserved what he got, but I think Marty will use it as another coaching moment. I like what Brad or someone said. He needs to take his team out for beers, not just one, multiple, because they saved his ass. But I think he'll learn from it. I think he has the talent to be a real positive impact on our team. It's just not the way 24 minutes into your debut with a team, you go off on a straight red. So, there's been worse. He will learn, and he's got the best manager to teach him.
I think so. As I say, Leicester City are currently in second in the table, automatic promotion. As one American once said, and I won't name him, but as one American once said a couple of years ago, end it now. Stop the count. Stop the count. Sorry, Jim. Sorry. He's just making a note of all of these. Look, Tom, you're part of the Goalkeepers Union. I'm a bit surprised by this. Derek says, as at Preston, Stolarczyk at fault. I'm not sure what he's referring to there. What was he at fault for? I presume he's talking about one of the two goals, but
I would say one thing. I thought for the second goal, it was kind of like he went down and got shot when the ball was right coming in beside him. I mean, he was that close to it. I think if he just stayed where he was, he would have saved it and stopped the second one going in. Yeah, it came off Sumare, but that was a bit weird. Go back and watch it. It was kind of like he jumped slightly to the side, out of the way, like he was in the Matrix trying to avoid Agent Smith firing at him. It was really bizarre. So I'd say he was a 5 out of 10 for me today. I don't think he had his best game at all, but he did make a good save. But once again, there was still a few question marks there for me when he came under a bit of pressure. So he needs to learn a bit more from today, perhaps.
Brad, let's talk about the first goal. 9 minutes in, I was there and I'm going like, this wasn't in the script. This was not, what's going on here? We should be 5-0 up in the first 10 minutes. But all joking aside, and as you know, I've no respect for Oxford at all. They went 1-0 up. The guy that scored it was an easy tap in for Lancashire. He's got 3 in the last 4 games, but it was an easy tap in. And there was 2 Leicester defenders there, and you're like, why wasn't one of them shutting him down?
Sorry, Chris, but it was the whole back line. The whole back line. The Hamza was near it. Akoli was near it. Vestergaard couldn't. Even when Vestergaard reacted, it's like, we said this, didn't we, with our mate, the Oxford fan that came on to the preview, Mr. Chairman.
Me, you mean?
Yeah. I said, didn't I? Because I said this is a game. You said, "Oh, this is a game that goes." And I go, "This is also a game where Leicester can't go into it going, it's Oxford. Yeah, we're on a roll. We'll keep it going because they're near the bottom. It's all right. This will be," and that's exactly what it was. Because all I saw for our first goal was almost someone doing to us what we used to do to them. We have a shot, it hits the post, it gets saved, and we react first. And instead, our defence all just went, ball, save. Oh no! Oh. It's like, where are you? Why aren't you seeing that? Not even hitting Stolarczyk's hand. Why aren't you recognising that he's either saving it or it's hitting the post and it's going to come back to you? You're not there just to boot it into Rosell and give him a corner. At the worst case, it was shambolic. I mean, I came in at half time, Chris, and said, in a nutshell, shocking. And I was pretty much talking about our defence, who, Tom saying a 5 for Stolarczyk. I was giving 2s and 3s to our back line for that first half, because that first half, you cannot blame Stolarczyk for the goal. It's standstill defence.
I've got to say, Brad, you do know you're too early for the Oscars, don't you?
I know.
But,
I'm getting me prepping. I'm getting my CV written.
I will nominate you for Best Supporting Actor. At that point, Jim, I joke about Oxford only because that they didn't come on the preview. But at that point, at 10 minutes, they were the better team. They'd started well, and it's almost like teams now, I suppose they're looking at Leicester and going, we can get at them early doors and get a goal and get them on the back foot. But they started really well, Oxford.
They did. And they were out there to prove what you said earlier. They're near the bottom of the table. They're playing Leicester, who's near the top of the table. They're playing at home. They had all the incentive to come out there and make a statement. And they did. They played really hard the first part of the match until we got the equalizer. And we'll talk more as you go over the parts of the game, but I think that told us what we were made of by responding. But no, they did. They played really, really tough that first go.
2 minutes after that, Tom, because we always say, don't we, last season, and I'd hate to keep harping back to last season, but it's naturally that's what we compare it to because it was the most recent season. We always said, how do we respond? Because we didn't used to respond at all. We were flatlining under Rood. After 2 minutes, Ayew hit the side netting. And then after 4 minutes from the going 1-0 down, Oxford, well, I don't know if it was a defender, a midfielder, or what, but he should have been given the assist, I think. Bad mistake by an Oxford player. Ended up with Ayew. Good night, Vienna. And we were back in it 1-1. And at that point, you're thinking, well done, Ayew. But also you're thinking, is this where we go on? We've now got back into this game. Come on, guys. We're going to let's show who we are. Let's go for it.
Yeah, it was a great team goal, wasn't it? It was nice to see just so much commitment in it. I think that's what Marty brings to this group, is that confidence and commitment to what the ideas are. He was talking in the week, Chris, about the 3 Ps, I would say, which was like his pressing, his positioning, and another word which has completely gone out of my head now. Positioning, pressing, and possession. No, sorry, possession, So I've got it here now, guys. Possession, pressing, and positioning, right? And I think he reinforced that. And I think in the second half, that's exactly what we saw the improvement on, because that was going to be the way we were going to get something. We're going to have to press more because we had a man down. So we had to try and cover more yards with individuals and make that extra step forward, right? I think Vestergaard's in this team because he rates his positioning. And that's the best thing about him, and he really brings that. He's identified that, and I think in the second half, he encouraged him to go, look, you're good enough quality-wise to still go win this game. And seeing that come out of the group was really encouraging for me, because Oxford, to be fair to them, they've got to this division on merit and hard work, Chris. I mean, they've never particularly had the most quality team in any of their divisions, but they got it by hard work. So they're going to have a season like this where every game's like this for them, and they might only get a point 5 times out of 10. So, I think we can say today, with that, great stuff for Marty in order to bring that out of the players at a time when they needed just a little, boost up at the right moment.
Just after that, 3 minutes later, Oxford hit the crossbar, Brad. And I actually wrote down here, you can't take your eyes off this game. Literally, I cannot remember the last time I was so engrossed in a Leicester City game. Certainly not for a season. And it was probably the season before that when we had Enzo. But if you were a neutral, that was a brilliant game for you, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It really was. I mean, thank you very much, first of all. Very gracious that both defences were so biblically awful for the first 20 minutes to allow such an open-ended game. But I'd need to see it again, Chris. I think Stolarczyk gets a very faint touch on that to tip it onto the bar, which inadvertently stops it hitting him with so much pace to roll back into an empty net, which it would have done had it not hit Stolarczyk and taken all the spin and pace off it. But my God, Chris, I was sat here going, are the defences going to turn up after 20 minutes? Can we have a bit more of a chill pace game? Because if this goes on, it's going to be 4-4 at half time. I mean, we got the 4 goals, I was thinking, but we've only got 4 goals in one way or another. But yeah, it was what you needed, because sometimes, Chris, and it's kind of a cursor, a 12:30 kickoff, normally the first 45 minutes, you're like, should have stayed in bed, So it was good to see, from the neutral. But yeah, what a first opening half of football.
After that, Jim, Cody went down, was caught in the face. Mavididi had a good run. It's been a long time since I saw that. He was crowded out. Maybe, he needs to learn that he's got 2 feet and he can actually have an attempt to shoot with his left foot, but he likes to bring it in on his right. And then we had the Ramsey sending off. In your opinion, was that a red card, or should it have been sort of a yellow and a warning? I mean, I think it was a red, but a lot of people in the chat were saying, no, that should have just been a yellow.
Well, I was one of those initially thinking it should have been a yellow. But at halftime, I looked at it again, and I thought,
I'd like to mention it, but I knew you were.
Yeah, it was studs up, and it didn't. I think you said this. I hate to credit you with anything. Maybe I'll say Brad or Tom said it. He had no other choice. He really didn't. But in second reviews of it, yeah, I think it should have been. And whether it was reckless, careless, him trying to prove something. You can't do that. And you put your team in a huge hole. We had just gotten momentum back with the equalizer. I thought we started playing better. We got lucky, and hopefully it was a tip from Jacob on that one that hit the crossbar. But I thought we were playing better. And then that really, I was concerned it took the wind out of our sails to the fact that there would be a goal barrage the other way. But credit Leicester, they hung in there. But yeah, it should have been a red.
Have we signed another player? Who's Jacob?
Stolarczyk.
Jacob.
I got it wrong.
You got it wrong as well. Sorry, that's just an Americanism. I like to pull you up on that.
I'm going to start counting. I'm going to start counting the Americanisms in this.
I am just getting this in because I know you're going to have a go at me at the end of the game when you do your 3 things we've learned. I put here, Tom, and I thought overall the referee had a good game, but he was whistle happy.
Yeah, a little bit, I think. Yeah. It's a funny thing for me, this, because the Championship is known to be a more physical league. And I think in some ways it's about how you do it versus what you're actually doing. And I think Oxford are a bit more experienced at how you be more physical in the tackle, and the referee doesn't look at it. I'll say one thing for the red card quickly. When you look at on replay, where the referee was stood, the player had his back to him who was being tackled, so it made it look a lot worse as well. When you look at the other side and you see where his foot actually was, yeah, the studs were raised, but it probably wasn't that much of a danger to a degree. So I would say it could have been a strong yellow. And I talked about it earlier. The reason they have VAR and stuff with football is they're trying to standardise the game, including the referees and their decisions. So I kind of would say maybe actually thinking about it, the referee probably was a little bit too much, but you can't give him the excuse when he's looking at it from that place, like we say. So there we go.
Later in the game, I think it was Jim that said, they were going down in the box like, no tomorrow, and claiming for penalties every 5 minutes, and we probably could have had one for the handball, and I reckon with VAR that might have been given, but I don't think it would have been fair to be given, because I think he had his hands down by his
the difference in the divisions.
His best chicken impression, Chris. His arm was like this. Just saying, his arm was giving it a clucky, clucky, cluck. I think that should have been given. First of all, I think it was a wrong decision.
In the Premier League, it would have been.
Well, I agree.
But they've also taken 37 minutes to look at it.
Yeah.
Badge check.
Before we go on to the second half, Brad, let me ask you, because of course I went to the airport once.
Did you?
I went up to this woman. I went. She says, "No, sir. This is the check-in desk." Anyway.
See you later, guys. Meet me.
Yeah, see ya.
This is
what I'm going to say is unexpected item in bagging area. What the hell was that?
Save that for the breakfast show.
No, it was Brad that brought chickens up.
There's no need to carry it on. That was it.
No, I just saw my chance, and you nodded it over. I thought this is just a tap in.
Yeah, but look,
let's say, Brad, look, we went in 2-1 down. Deflected goal by Samare. What the bloody hell is he doing on the pitch? I'm joking. But do we blame Martin? I know, look, at the moment we think the sun shines out of Marty's arse every time he bends down. But he didn't make any changes when that goal happened, or after the sending off. Oxford responded to it and made some changes. He didn't. Should he have made some changes as soon as the sending off had happened?
No, because I just think it causes more chaos upon the chaos that's already on the pitch. You've already got your mind going, oh, okay, we're down to 10 men. Oh, how's he going to want to do it? And to be fair to Marty, he had to wait about, 10 minutes because the game, that red card and off the pitch and restart happened very quickly. There wasn't a chance for him to get to his players to call them over and to talk them over. And there's no point changing it on 44 minutes. He already had it in the back of his mind, Chris, because it almost felt like the way that second half played out and the way them players adapted to the 4-3-2 as it turned out to be, it almost as if, Chris, he'd gone maybe a couple of days ago, maybe throughout the training, he's already had this. If we go down to 10 men, this is what we do. This is what we do naturally, and then I'll sort it out at half time. I'll go into, whenever I get a chance to, I will sort it out. But this is emergency plan A. And to be fair, we just got level. It was still in the flow. Oxford probably tripped up by making the chances. They probably saw it, got overexcited, made some chances to put more bodies forward, and Marty kind of went, okay, let's see it out. And again, you add on the second goal and the sucker punch. It's amazing the second half turnaround. I don't think he got anything wrong in his decision making to not make subs. And like I said, you might as well wait another minute or whatever it was until the half-time whistle to instigate your changes tactically and formation-wise going forward.
I would agree, Jim, with what Brad said, if we were talking about 10 minutes to go or something like that. But we had it was 24 minutes, so we had half an hour plus. No, what did we have?
We had
20 minutes.
16 minutes.
Yeah. So there was a lot, it wasn't a case of, we've only got a few minutes left, let's just see this out to half time. And had he been sent off at 37 minutes or something like that, we probably would have held on. I just think when it's that early into the game that I think changes should have been made at that point, or maybe make, just one change just to shore it up.
Well, you're going to love my response here. I agree with Brad totally, because I was watching the game. I was watching the game with my son, and it was frantic. After the red card, it was frantic. Our team was chasing. It was chaos. But then after the second half started, we seemed settled in. And it's funny, Brad, you said that. I thought they were in control of defending in that 4-3-2, but in the man down. Just like you said, I wouldn't be shocked if he hasn't gone through that in training, because they looked a lot calmer. Granted, they were still a man down. Granted, they still had a huge hole to get out of before and after the equalizer. But I don't think I would have substituted right away. I would have settled the team down and said, get us to halftime. We'll discuss things, and we'll go out with a different outlook in the second half. And it worked. Once again, it worked.
I've always said, Jim, that the Americans are always welcome in this country. Yeah, lovely people, you lot.
Yeah.
They get here, they're welcome when they finally turn up.
It's also the position it happened in. It was the attacking midfield position, which is the one which you could afford to lose, really. If it was a centre-back, a right-back, or a left-back, you probably would make a change right there. But you're not losing anything. You still got your midfield stability with the two central midfielders, right?
Yeah.
Well, because, Tom, I mean, you're looking then at 10 men playing against 11. And you could actually say, because we've got Skip and Samari on, that there was 80 players playing against 11.
Yeah, but you've still got two banks of four, Chris, though, haven't you? It just means you've got one less forward option to be able to contribute, So you're still going to be defensively sound enough to navigate it for the moment, and then you can make the changes. So I think Marty, like Brad said, rightly, got everything 100% right today. How long have we said that about a Leicester manager?
Your opinion is wrong.
So I will end it
3-1 on your big day out. 3-1 on your big day out.
Yeah, you see, what you don't realise, as owner of the channel, I actually get 5 points.
Oh, I forgot that.
6-3. That's 6-3 there, you see.
Yeah.
No, I thought I'd heard from Alan, but I haven't yet. So we go in because of Marty's mistake, 2-1 down. And then, Brad, we start the second half. You're not going to win, you know that. And he had to make the substitutions at half time, didn't he? And Samari came off. And then, in fairness, Samari, all joking aside, wasn't having a bad game.
No.
But he had to go. He was on a yellow card. And with this referee, we could have been 2 players down. Winks came on, who I thought had played really, really well. Mavididi, who's probably going to have to get used to being taken off this season, was replaced by Ricardo. Good substitutions.
They were. I did feel sorry for Mavididi, because once you saw who was coming on and you kind of figured out the way he was lining them back up for the second half, you knew a winger was going. And I think we know what Fatu offers us when he can cut inside. So having him play as like a free roaming forward, if you will, because that's basically role. Unfortunately, Mavididi was going to be the one that came off, because he nearly had a chance to put us in front, didn't he, Chris? Yeah. I don't know if we were down to 10 minutes at that point, but I think we were.
Yes, he did, and he should have. Like I said to Tom at half time, he's got to learn to shoot with his left foot as well as his right.
Yeah, he does. Or at least keep an eye at the corner of his eye to see Ayew, who'd bust along to get up there with him, to maybe put it across the goal for an easy goal. But it was one of them where whoever comes off, your manager's going, look, you know the drill, it's tactical, it's not your performance. So you do what it is. I thought the changes were right. Because I know Tom actually got it quite correct in what he said about, the formation, because Ayew essentially slotted into that 10 role, the false 9, the Okazaki, if you will. I'm going to sit a bit deeper. I'm going to allow Fatu the freedom up front, and I'm going to be the workhorse and do it. So Oxford was suddenly like, are you sure they've lost a man? Because there don't seem any changes. And I think Gary Rowett noticed that, and that's why he got frantic. I think he lost a mental game with Marty, because Marty went, yeah, there's some changes. Go on then. You've got to win the game, not us. You're expected to go and make this 2-1, 3-1. We're not expecting anything. And I may just say, sexy football passing for the equaliser. I mean,
we're going to come on to that, but
yeah, I just want to make that note before you brought it up.
I'm going to interrupt you there and give somebody else a chance. But what we're going to say is, he knows I love him. He knows I love him. Jim Vestergaard had a bad back pass. Could have played Solarczyk into trouble. He then got a yellow card. My God, he didn't want to let it go, did he? I mean, I'm surprised he didn't talk himself into a second. Obviously, it was a bad tackle because the player went off injured.
Yeah, and I was surprised as the second half went on that I'm glad he didn't, because Marty certainly knows more than all of us, but that he didn't substitute.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, come on, one or two of us probably, right. But the other two, I don't know.
I get, but no. I was surprised he didn't substitute out and bring your love child in just because he was on a yellow, because I thought as the game was winding down, we could not afford to go down 2. And with that yellow, I was just surprised, but it worked out. But, I thought Vestergaard played a decent game. I thought he did. He made some saves in the box. He got in the way of balls that were coming through in the box. So, a card-happy referee, that's what I said.
Tom, let's go on to the second goal. 2-2. I thought it was Fatawu that scored, but it was Ricardo. All right, it wasn't spectacular, as in like a Fatawu cut inside and put it into the top bins or whatever you. But I've got down here and I said during the watch along, what a team goal!
Yeah,
that was. I can't remember. It probably would, well, I don't know. It might win goal of the season. It should certainly be included because, yeah, all right. The end it was just a kind of a tap in, but you have to look at the build up to that, and that was Barcelona-esque.
Yeah, well, this season,
sexy passing.
Well, he was talking this week about how he's a Johan Cruyff supporter, a Barcelona supporter. So it's not to be expected we're going to see this come out at some point. So far this season, there's been 2 ways we scored, from corners or Fatu who's had a worldie. That's why I've been giving out 5s and 6s in these post matches quite a lot, But seeing what Marty has said and what he has brought, once again, that's a great step forward today. That's part of the game. We need to be able to be threatening for many different methods. I think a little bit more intelligence from the back earlier on, we could have played along pass out rather than getting caught out to go 1-0 down would help, but that's a side note away from the goal we scored, which was a great team goal, Chris. I think it's funny how it was debated, was it Ricardo or Fatawu, because that sums up it was a team goal rather than an individual one. So there you go.
And it was obviously given to Ricardo, although Samari obviously got on the score sheet as well, but for at the wrong end.
That's twice Ricardo's got in at the back. He got in there, isn't it? It's amazing.
Wouldn't it be funny if we actually...
You wanted him gone. You wanted him gone before the start of this game, Chris.
No, I said I wanted...
Oh, you did. You said he's on a lot of money. Come on, explain yourself.
He's on a lot of money for a player that doesn't start. If he's fit enough, he should be the first choice right back. Hamza's good in that role, I agree. But who's the better right back? Ricardo.
What if he scores 10 goals doing this season and he helps get promoted? Would it be worth the money then?
Well, ifs, buts, and maybes. We don't know. We can look at that, but I'm sorry.
You started this, Chris, when you came after me with that "you're wrong" thing.
He's up against the ropes,
though. We can't say that he will score 10 goals. Justin scored 2 amazing goals against Arsenal. Did that make him the best right back at the club? No. He had one decent game. Look, I love Ricardo, and I said many years ago I would like to see him on the right wing because he can play that role and cut in and score the goals. But, we've got, I would say, he is the better right back than Hamza. And Hamza's done nothing wrong, but out of the two players, to me, he's the better right back. He's on 70-odd grand a season. If he is not fit enough to play 90 minutes, then he shouldn't be at the club now. That's what I'm saying, because let's say Hamza gets injured. Let's say Hamza pulls a hamstring or an ACL. Can we rely on Ricardo to come in and play 90 minutes? I'm not sure we can do, because if we can, why isn't he doing it now? That's all I'm saying. And I am unanimous on that point. Go on, Brad. You wanted to talk about the goal before. It was, as Jim said, it was sexy passing, wasn't it?
It was glorious. And I think, I'd like to think that even a neutral or even an Oxford fan would have looked at the way we scored that goal and gone, oh, fuck me, what a team goal that is. That's, begrudgingly kind of started going, oh, that's fucking annoying, but Jesus Christ, they worked that well. Because that was the way you're going to have to do it in this division. And, well, any division, really. You might get a couple of more chances to do it. We'll talk about my best mate Skip later on. To have a chance to get a goal when you're up against it like we were for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
But it just was so magical. And they're the goals, Chris, that, like you say, you maybe put it in the contender for goal of the season because of World Cup. But they're the goals that you go, that's what they work on a training ground. That's the difference maker. The basics we see week in, week out, but that sort of move shows you that this side is gelling well. And I did find it quite ironic, Chris, that me and you did the preview because he can't speak, bless him. And we ended up picking a team, didn't we?
Why are you sat on his knee, though, Brad? That's the question.
What's that?
Why are you sat on his knee?
He's paying me good money, hush money. It is a shush. But no, it was funny because we both argued who should start over Hamza and Ricardo on. We ended up with both our wishes coming true, and it led to the equaliser. But like you said, Chris, you can actually understand why you thought Fatu was finishing it, because the run in from Ricardo, it just rolled back the years. Maybe, when he scored goals for us before, Marty's gone, who's this? Is that Ricardo over there? Well, I've just seen every single goal he scored for us, and what he's done is he's gone, fuck off, and cut in and scored. Every single time he's done that, he's cut in and scored. So maybe we asked him to do that, and it was just so lovely. I mean, you saw the goal coming. It was one of them, like, that's a goal. It's got to be a goal. And it was. It hit the back of the net. Again, we'll talk about my best mate, Skip, who, maybe should have...
Great says there, he's already got 2 goals, Chris. Yeah, and like I say, JJ, the old JJ, got 2 in one game, but it didn't make him the best right back at the club. We know he was an awful right back. Prashant, you made a way out of that, Chris. You should consider being a lawyer.
Hey, Chris, one question. How big was that goal, that equalizer?
Oh,
how big?
How big?
I mean, how important was it?
Oh, yeah.
To the game, to the Leicester going forward, to everything. Huge goal, Chris.
If we get promoted by 1 point, we can look back on that and go, that was the one.
So you think it's a huge goal then, right?
Yes.
Don't you agree? So if it's such a huge goal and Ricky scored it, I think he's worth all the money we're paying him. Don't you agree, Counselor?
No.
Don't you agree that if it was a huge goal,
Jim, I love you. I love you, Jim.
No, I will go back, Jim.
Need him on that ball.
Was James Justin a... Well, let me say this back at you then. If he's that good, he does what he does in 20 minutes. If he was on for 90 fucking minutes, how good would he be then? He might get a hat trick.
Well, guess what? Why don't you ask Marty? Because the 4 of us don't know. But all I know,
you should. This is why I'm asking you.
And he's worth every penny right now to any Foxes fan around.
I just think that if he's that good, why isn't he playing 90 minutes? And if he's playing 90 minutes, you play the best player you've got in his position. I'll say 2 words, James Justin. He got 2 fantastic goals against Arsenal, but he was still the fucking worst right back we've had at this club for many a season. Left back, brilliant. Right back, he should have been right back in the dressing room. And if Ricardo is that good, why isn't he playing 90 minutes? I want to ask you, though, Jim.
Yeah.
Talk to me about AU.
What do I think about him?
I mean, I thought he had a fucking fantastic game.
I thought he had a fucking fantastic game as well. He is, and I know Wayne's not on. He knows that he's my fan favorite. I just love the way he plays. He is smart. He wins the ball. I love the way he backs down defenders and they play the ball to him. I saw some hustle. He hustled to get to that ball. I mean, certainly when we had Vards playing up top, he was a danger to get to anything that was up there. And he had some speed to get to that ball, then put it in the back of the net. He finished it. On that one you mentioned earlier with Mavididi, Brad did. He was there. He was off to the right. He was running hard. So I think he's doing everything that a leader type should be. So I think he had an outstanding game.
I think so too. Tom, 2 subs made by Oxford after 70 minutes. And I actually thought we should be bringing our own subs on because we started to look a bit leggy. And they were bringing on the younger. We did actually then, when we were finally allowed, we actually did make the 2 substitutions. And did you? I didn't realise apparently that the referee and the 2 linesmen today were both American. Because
I didn't realise that.
They were late coming out for the second half, weren't they?
Oh. I did wonder if Cameron Brannigan in the first half was American because he scored a great field goal putting over the crossbar with that free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, indeed. Wayne's not here, and he's probably glad. We only made 4. Did we? No, we made the 5 subs in the end, but we had no Monga. And a lot of people were saying in the chat that we needed Monga. And I think I couldn't believe that Monga didn't come on. All right, Dakota Reed came on. Did he do anything wrong? He had, 4 minutes to make an impression or something like that. But I would have so brought Monga on because, for me, when you defend, the best form of defence is attack.
Yeah, very true. But I will say that, sorry, is it my turn? Was it you, Brad?
Yeah, no, yeah.
It was
you,
me,
yeah.
Sorry, Brad. I heard you breathing then. I was like, oh shit, I interrupted someone.
Stop breathing, Brad.
Yeah,
stop breathing. Stop breathing. You're not allowed to breathe. You should know that.
I mean, it would have been more exciting to probably bring Monga on towards the end, but I could see why he didn't do it. I thought all the subs were utterly spot on. I couldn't really disagree with any of them. People were saying maybe like Carranza coming on. Not the sort of game, the way it was set up with being down a man, it would have probably suited him. We needed the legs of Daka or Mavididi or Fatawu or Monga to come in and really affect it, cover those extra yards, missing the man. So no, I'm not too disappointed not to see Monga today. He doesn't have to play every game, Chris, to be honest with you. And so yeah, I'm sure you'll feature next time out. And who knows, maybe that little bit of inexperience in a similar way to what Ramsey did, even though Ramsey's about 20 years older than him, could have paid out in the opposite way. So, in Marty, I trust, mate, because he showed us every side today of what a proper football team does when things are really difficult.
Brad, talk to me about Daka, because I was having an argument with somebody in the chat.
With somebody.
And me disagreeing with somebody, I know.
Yeah, the angel that is Chris. Oh.
Yeah. He was going about Daka being absolutely awful, blah, blah, blah. And because I was saying we need to get Daka on. Because, we were booting balls up, which we were having to do because we were defending like mad, trying to keep hold of the points. We were booting balls upfield. Ayew, as good as he's been today, could not catch those balls. He was knackered, like I say, he's obviously that bit older anyway. So I said, we need to bring Daka on because get him on and at least he can run at the, opposition. He can run as he did not long after coming on, run at the goalkeeper and force them hopefully into an error. Again, if you're looking at Daka and saying, oh, when did he score? When was his last goal? Yeah, he's not good. He's crap. But on what Marty wants him to do and what Marty would have asked him to do when he came on today, I think he did.
Yeah, you saw what his instructions were, which is run at them. run at them because we're going to come under the cosh, and if we win the ball in midfield, sadly, you're going to have to rely off a ball from someone like Skip, but maybe if you're lucky, it'll come off someone from wings. The ball's going to come over the top. We need you running onto it. I was a little bit 50-50 whether, JC should have come on or Daka. But looking at what he wanted and what he asked of Daka, he did it to a T.
Jesus Christ, was he on the subs bench?
What?
Who?
Jesus Christ, was he on the subs bench?
He was, and he was waiting on a miracle to get on and all. Julian, if you want me to be like that, was ready to come on. You could have seen it happening. Maybe the idea, I maybe thought, okay, maybe with 88 minutes, he's going to take RU off and chuck him on just to do that, but he decided to shore it up. I've got no problems with that, Chris. At the end of the day, yeah, I mean, this might sound crazy, and you can call it me all you like, yeah, but there was only one team that was going to win that up until about 88, 89 minutes, and then, you kind of go, okay, we are 10 men, but let's not lose this for all the effort we put in. So I was perfectly fine with Reed coming on, and we'll wait for his debut. Go and score a hat-trick against Coventry in your debut, really takes a chance. But Daka was the right choice, Chris.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I was calling for him to come on, and fair, you've got to say the subs that were made, we got a point, and we held on to that point. Yeah. If he'd brought JC on and he'd made a mess or whatever, and we'd lost 3-2, we'd have been screaming that it was the wrong subs. Took 4 minutes for us to get 2 subs on, Jim. Daka came on at 73, and then we couldn't get Jordan James on till 77. Again, he got a perfect tackle. Well, it was a sliding tackle, and let's be honest with you, the grass was pretty wet. It was raining quite heavy, but that sliding tackle he got spot on. Yep. And I'm thinking, oh my God, not another sending off from a debutant. But when he came on, he looked solid.
He did, and I think both subs were the right subs. I heard you on the watch-along screaming for Daka. I just wanted fresh legs, and I think him coming in, to Brad's point, him coming in and pressuring the keeper was the right thing. When James came on, once again, fresh legs, great tackle that you mentioned. I thought he played well in his debut. He didn't have the pressure of coming in a single position with all the weight on his shoulders, but I thought he played his position well.
Yeah, totally. I've got to say, Tom, fair play to Oxford. At 88 minutes, they made 2 subs and brought a striker on. They could have lost that 3-2, but they were going for the win. And I have to say, and all joking aside about them not turning up or nobody coming on for the preview, fair play. I think if they play like that, they're not necessarily going to be in a relegation battle.
Well, exactly. And actually, that's the one thing you could say from a Leicester City perspective. We need to take away from Oxford United and learn something from them, because they have to fight for every point to keep themselves in the division every year, right? And so, you have to go out there and try and win a game like this at the last minute, because you go down by 2 points. This might have been the one to do it. I think well done to us for actually showing the character of that as well, because Ruud van Nistelrooy, this team had 10% of this. Honestly, it was that bad, I think. 1 out of 10 versus... Yeah, exactly. So I think that is a great thing about it. And I think the thing is seeing players that we've not seen do this as well with the work rate. You could argue Skip, for example, Sumare, even before he got taken off, the work rate was better, which shows they've had it in them, which shows it was just poor management, which is a credit to the manager as well. So it's encouraging to see the whole thing be lifted from what was a very difficult thing last year, mate. Over to Brad.
Yeah, Brad, I want to ask you. Sorry, do you want? Or I'm going to ask you about Skip and Sumare. So if that's what,
no. Just quickly, I actually disagree with you. I think Gary Rowett and Oxford didn't have a clue how to handle this in the second half. Tell me who was winning that game for 80 odd minutes.
Oh, it was us. It was us. Yeah, but they could have nicked it at the end.
I understand where you come from trying to make the changes, but I felt like Gary Rowett and Oxford were like, oh no, the level.
It's a similar argument, mate. If we'd taken the lead and gone 2-1, we got the pressure back. And when we went down to 10 men, then would we have won this game from that position? It's kind of a little bit, but I get your point.
I just wanted to make the point that I thought they lost all the impetus. They kind of ran out of ideas. One manager didn't have a plan B in his dugout to go and win that game with 10 men. He just thought it'd happen.
I agree with you that maybe I haven't put it across. I appreciate the effort we made to really put them under pressure. They probably weren't expecting. I'll give you that, definitely. Yeah.
Which fan base is going out there going, fuck me, 2-2. We actually got away with that in the end. It wasn't us, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Because when you're down to 10 men, there's always the saying, well, 10 men play better than 11. But being down to 10 men, we should have lost that. And we didn't, which we'll come up to when we talk about the performance. Oxford had 55% possession. Their XG was 1.7 compared to ours 0.8. They had 19 shots to our 8. They only had 2 on target, in fairness, and we had 5. And they had 23 touches in our box, and we had 14 in theirs. So I honestly think he was going for it, not saying tactically, but he was
maybe the quality and levels of players showed that they tried.
Let's briefly say Jacob, that was 2 shots on target and 2 goals conceded.
The own goal wouldn't count as a shot on target.
Yeah, but it's still pretty much on the nose, but it's still like 75% of the shots he conceded on target.
But
not having a go, but it was a lower performance than usual. Maybe save one of those. I
don't know. I'm just going off what the BBC have said here. So I think when he was at Birmingham, he was doing pretty okay, Gary Rowett, until they sacked him for it was Wayne Rooney, was it, or somebody? Anyway, you know what I mean.
Definitely get them relegated.
Right, I want you to talk to me about Skip and Soumaré. Soumaré, I think, was hampered by such an early yellow card.
Yeah, definitely.
And I understand why he went off, but then I must admit, I did have my head in my hands when it was Winks and Skip together, because last time they played, they were bloody awful. But are we wrong about? I know you're going to love this. Are we wrong about Skip and Soumaré? Because they are the two, and I think we might see a change later on if when James and Ramsey's back and what have you, we'll see some movement. But are we wrong in them two? Because Marty's picking them week after week, and they do seem to be getting better.
You've always got to give a run of games to get somebody's confidence back. Both these players, probably more Skip than Soumaré, because Soumaré played a lot last season for us, need a bit of confidence, and they need to kind of reassure themselves before they can start reassuring us fans that they're good at what they're doing. Look, the own goal is very unfortunate. I don't hold any begrudges against that, because every statue was stood still for their goal. So, the yellow card hampers him. And I think mentally, if he gets a card early on, it hampers his performance. And this level, maybe it shouldn't. Maybe you should be able to get past that. But I also get, especially when about 20 minutes later, you're going to see your teammate get sent off, and then it doubles the effect of not wanting to be rash. My problem is with Skip, and we saw it probably summed up in his chance where he had the chance to potentially be a hero and win the game for us. Sometimes he don't know what to do with the ball at his feet. He's a bit indecisive. He passes it on a bit too late. He makes the wrong pass. He goes to the long pass when it should be the short pass. He goes to the short pass when it should be the long pass. He put our back line in trouble. Our back line probably came more in trouble from a short wayward pass to him than Oxford pressure trying to dominate that second half.
And Soumaré as well played a bad
Well, and Winks, all three of them. Yeah, all three of them fell into that habit of making bad decisions. However, I will say this, Chris. $500,000 of his £25 million fee just been paid off, because he did drive the ball forward, and he did exactly what Cifuentes said to him when Daka came on. If you get the ball and no one's in front of you, knock it over their back line. And that's what he did well. So it wasn't an awful performance from Skip. He is getting better. Maybe
we might have 2 more for the redemption team, Jim. But on 85 minutes, there was a move that was probably second only to the move that got us the second goal. Skip, like Brad said, Skip could have made himself a hero and paid off even more of his. What is it up to at the moment? About 55 million we paid for him.
1.6 billion. Yeah,
Kane's got in his way. So you can't really, blame him for that, can you? I don't, and this is why. This is when I'll give the caveat to why I want Ricardo at right back. It's because I want Hamza in midfield. I'd love to see Hamza in his defensive midfield role, which is his main number one role, alongside James, to be honest with you. I'd love to see those two together. But do you see improvement from them two?
From which two, Chris? Skip, Samara?
Skip and Samara.
Yeah, I do. And I think they'll continue to improve with the coaching they're getting. Brad's point was they have a new opportunity now because certainly with a new manager in, you're not stuck with what you were last year as far as playing and not playing. I do believe we see it. We say it each week on the post match. I think that Marty has an opportunity to tell them what they did wrong without blowing their confidence. And I think even with that yellow card that Sumari got, Brad was right with the fact that he couldn't play his game. But I do think they've got continued work. Skip did something that I've not seen. He was still running at the end of the game. I didn't think he had that fitness. So, I think they're incremental improvement. Realize, too, we just got two midfielders signed, our new additions. So they have to play even harder if they want to see the pitch. But, continued improvement.
Can I say, we're doing the review show Monday at 7, and we're going to have Brad on as always, but we're going to be having Steve join us on that show because he goes to a lot of the games and he actually went to this one. And when we come to scoring the players, if you can't watch it live, just tune into that bit of the show for Brad's reaction when we come to some of Jordan's ratings, because I'm just looking at them now. It's going to be fireworks. It really is.
I'll tell you what, Chris, we just made that whole entire review show, me ranting at Jordan's ratings, because it'll probably take me an hour to calm down and do them.
I think so. Right. It is that time. I've got the results in. Team performance. And I have a feeling you three may disagree with me here. Tom, what did you go for?
I went for 8.
Ooh.
Yes, a very high team performance, but I think this is one of those where you talk about what do you want to see your football team doing week on week that's going to lead to continued results coming in. And this is one of those performances today you go, well, when there was a bit of challenges we had to face and how you have to show a bit of resilience and players willing to know they're going to have to work twice as hard in this game in particular because they're down a man. And they did that. And like Brad said, we probably were the team most likely to win it. And the balance of everything. So I think with that being said, it's got to be an 8. And that's the highest one I've given all season, despite the fact we haven't won the game, which shows you something quite interesting, doesn't it?
Brad?
I mean, this is a very much, I think we're all going to give ratings based on the circumstances of the game and how it played out and everything that happened in between. Because I'll tell you this, Chris, at 24 minutes, I'm thinking 2, 3s, defence is awful, midfield's going nowhere. If this continues, it's going to be awful. But I see where Tom's coming from, and I actually have to agree with him. We don't do 0.5s on this show, so I can't go like a cheeky 7.5. So I'm going to give him an 8, Chris, because this showed grit and determination. It don't matter if it's Oxford. I think Stoke last week went down to 10 men 1-0 up and still won that game 2-0 or 2-1. So we showed the determination. And on another day, Chris, it could have been 3. It could have been Oxford 2, Leicester 3. And I think that just shows the mentality that Cifuentes could have gone 5 at the back, could have gone defensive, kind of went, no, we can still win this. That's what we'll do. Off you go. And in the end, they could have. So, yeah, an 8 out of 10 for me.
I think it's important the players see, that we enjoy that level of performance, because you think last year they would never put that effort in. I think it's important the players see something like this and go, we're giving you props because it was a difficult situation, and that's what we want from you guys. So thank you, boys. Yeah. Sorry, Chris, carry on.
No. Wayne?
Jim. Try Jim. The American, Jim, got it?
Jim, not Wayne. Monga's not on, so Wayne.
Jim, turn your microphone off and start talking.
It's because you've turned up so late, I forgot who you were.
Get out. I was there. You can't see it, but I had it early, 7/8. To Brad's point, I really felt that it was somewhere between, but I'm going to roll with the fellas on an 8 because of the circumstances. They didn't roll over and play dead. They didn't give up. I think they're totally buying into Marty's philosophy, the team philosophy. I guarantee you they supported Ramsey after the match, and they gave him a big, hug and say, "Hey, man, it was reckless, but you can't do that, but we got your back." And that's how teams come back from the deficit, and that's how they can climb over the obstacle that they were given, which is down to 10 men and down. So I think it was an 8 for circumstances and the grittiness that they showed.
You're right, all of you. I mean, you've got to say, when we give this team performance, it is a team performance, not an individual performance. And you've got to look at the circumstances. And I keep saying, and I know you can't, but I keep saying, what would we have done last season? I think we'd have probably lost that 3-1, if not more, to be honest with you. And I don't know, did anybody watch, I may have asked this before, did anybody watch Would I Lie to You?
Yes.
And one of it's a quiz show where you've got to guess whether people are telling a lie or a truth.
Right.
And one of the comedians on there, what his lie was, or his thing that he had to say was, whenever I have to make a decision, I always think, what would Cliff Richard do in this situation? Now, it was a total and utter lie, but I always think, I've taken that, I've adapted that, and I think, what would Rude have done in this situation? I think he'd have had no fucking clue what to do, to be honest. We would have lost that. I'm going to go 8.5. Because I think
how can you do half? On these match ratings now, I'm putting in 5.5s, 9.5s, 11s.
I think, John, what is it? Different rules for you?
Yes.
Or what?
What do parents say? Do what I say, not do what I do. And you two are like 3 bloody naughty children. No, in fairness, I wanted to see how long it would be until you reacted, and Brad took less than a second. But I have got there, as you can see, I have got 8 as well. So I've not Tipex it out or anything like that. It purely is just an 8. I agree with you. That wasn't the best result, but it was a decent performance. And if we can do that when we're down to 10 men, I'm getting excited about the season. Alan, obviously our man at the match, has gone for a 7. But, as he said, hard fought point, 7, 8, it's half one, 6 of one after the others. What do you mean no half measures, Gray? Right? I will do what I want.
You could knock a point off for a player getting sent off by being a bit of an idiot, I guess, but it's an individual mistake, not a team.
But they would say that, that's not, on the team. But no, he's gone 7. He hasn't mentioned the sending off.
Just me, he's getting more than half a point knocked off his rating individually.
Right. Let's go man of the match. Mine's already locked in. I want to see.
Mine's locked in.
I want to see what you lot are going to go for. Tom.
Well, it's funny. For such a good team performance, I still felt there was one man who stood up as man of the match today. And he was probably a good point or two ahead of everyone else. Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew for me is man of the match today. I thought he did everything incredibly well in the game. He held the ball up at the right times. He was physical. He took shots on the goal to create us opportunities, won us corners, took great corners as well. He was part of everything today. And I was talking about this when we came to the pre-match and where we were going to play Ramsey or Carranzo. And I said it then, either way, it's got to fit Ayew in there somehow for what he does bring. And once again, he's proven it today. So Jordan Ayew.
I've got to say, Thomas was all right on corners, though. in fairness to him.
When he did them, he was, yeah, but Jordan did them very well as well.
Yeah, oh no, of course. We expect that of Jordan now. Brad?
Jordan, are you? LA. It has to be. He was everywhere. He gets us, back in the game. He was sharp to the back.
He's there. He's everything.
Jordan. I mean, to be honest with you, for showing Aaron Ramsey how you actually handle your debut, JJ could have been in there for his pivotal blocks and that. I say that tongue in cheek because obviously he was only on for like 15 minutes or so. But yeah, Ayew, there was a few good performances out there, but Ayew stood out quite well. And in that second half, he didn't half like to piss the Oxford fans up, rolling around, going down, doing exactly what we were told. Mr. Ron Seal, as I called him, from
that's what the Palace fans told us he'd do, wasn't it?
And it worked. And I think it frustrated everybody because, like I said, I feel like they felt the game was against them all of a sudden, and the pressure was on them to win the game. And Jordan Ayew, like Tom says, whenever we get Mr. Jesus Christ on the pitch, as Chris likes to say, I won't say his initials, he's got to be on that pitch with Jordan Ayew because he'll supply him the ball and hold him up. He was great today.
I've written Wayne down here. That's why I said Wayne, because I've written them down.
No, he's got Wayne on the brain. This is disturbing.
It is. Jim. Again. Look, I've had to cross Wayne out.
All right.
Everyone giving Americans abuse, Chris, about their healthcare system. He's a lot sharper than you, mate. Jim is.
For.
Right.
Anyway, so have you enjoyed your time on the channel, Tom?
It's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you. You'll find me on my Facebook.
Yeah.
We need you on this channel, Tom. Chris, there's no doubt Jordan Ayew. I told you earlier in the show, I'm a big fan. I think he does everything we need. His experience shines through between holding the ball, winning free kicks. I was just impressed with his quickness up front, getting to a couple of balls, including the one he got to with the misplay. And then he knew what to do with it. And ultimately, for him to play 90 minutes, he came out for a well-timed sub. But no, hands down, Jordan Ayew. These guys next to me are very smart. So you can either agree or you can be wrong.
Hey, go on, Jim. Go on, Jim.
The most American quote in channel history. I love you, Jim.
That was a very Trump thing to say, wasn't it? Anyway, goodbye.
You horrible guy.
Okay, let me. Well, look. I've only got one thing to say to you, Jim.
Fuck you.
Oh, wait, my grandson's here. Don't worry about him. He's a dirty old man from England, okay?
If you know what this show's like, mate. I might be going left field with this one because
you definitely are.
Well, not necessarily, because I tell you, we've criticised this guy so much, and yet I think he had a pretty decent game. And had James not gone his way, he might have been the hero and got us 3 points. I think Oliver Skip.
Chris, while you were saying that, I was literally miming this to the camera going, he's going to say 22. I saw this coming. Can I back you up and say he was my second choice? And if you'd come to me last, Chris, I would have actually, it's Ayew, yeah.
I did go for Ayew, yes.
But it's funny you mentioned it. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, if you'd come to me last, I wouldn't even talked about Ayew because everyone was going to choose him. I'd have talked about Skip in the same way you just did. Yeah, I thought he covered a lot of yards. What an impression! Marty is bringing the best out of him. Well done, Marty. Yeah.
Nowhere near man of the match, I have to say, and I did that purely because I know it's one way of getting rid of Brad.
I thought Thomas was solid today.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of because these players could not play their normal role,
right?
Because of what had happened. And I have to say, you could probably name every one of the defenders at some point nearly cost us a goal.
Yeah,
and in the Premier League, we would have lost a goal, but we're not in the Premier League; we're in the Championship. Thomas had a really good game. I tell you what, the other one, as well as Skip, and I didn't. I gave it to AU, by the way, Brad.
Ironically, that was supposed to be a little skit, and then all of a sudden I realised I was bursting for a wee. So I thought, well, I might as well continue that way to the toilet. So it worked out.
Well, hey, when you went to the toilet, we've just scored another goal. It's 3-2 to Leicester. It always happens when you nip to the toilet. I tell you who else, and I think I don't know why. Well, I do probably know why he's not starting, but Winks when he came on as well.
Great.
I mean, I always said I didn't want Skip and Winks together, but after the other week, but I get why Samori was taken off because he was on the yellow card. Winks was getting in there. He was playing some good passes. He got, he went down at the end and wasted a bit of time and rolled over a couple of times like the Oxford players. So Skip and Winks, I will give honourable mentions to, but
Chris.
AU.
A wise man once argued that Harry Winks, was worth quite a lot of money there for coming off the bench. Just going to say that.
If only we had a wise man here.
There's not more wise man on this channel. It's more comedy, isn't it? But it's funny because it comes back to that Ricardo argument again, doesn't it?
Yeah. And can I just say, look, well done, Jim.
3 things.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot yet. Wearing the same top. I hadn't forgot. Get back in your box. Jesus Christ. You're late for everything, Americans, and you're having a go at me. I hadn't forgotten. I know I'm probably going to suffer for this one. But yeah, it's AU as well. Alan went for AU as well. Go with it, Jim.
All right.
Or Wayne, whoever you are.
3 things. Yeah. Wayne, whatever. I'll answer to whatever. 3 things we learned today. On Ricky's equalizer, Chris squealed like a little girl. And at one point, I thought he swallowed his tongue. He was so excited. I was a little worried about you. But you know what you really were saying when you were squealing? You were saying Ricky is worth every penny that we pay him. That's what you were saying. So I learned that.
I thought Fatu had scored.
I learned that. Secondly, in real time, we learned Marty's subs are outstanding. He knows what he's doing. He continues to give us he gives us the feeling that he knows what he's doing, and he's showing it. And then the last thing, I think Tom said it at halftime, Foxes don't quit. I think this team has it in them. They just need to continue to play that way, buy into what the manager says, and keep the 4 of us happy in the post-match.
And I think as well, and I did celebrate the second goal, whether it was Fatu or Ricardo. But again, I think that's because last season we wouldn't have come back. And I think that's hi Geordie, how you doing? And I think that's the thing. What we are seeing this year, even before the new signings came in, so even with less players than Rude was had last year, because obviously we were selling players, this manager, and we criticised John Rudkin and Top for taking on Steve Cooper and then replacing it with Ruud van Nistelrooy. And I've got to say, two managers that I particularly wanted at both times. They've got it spot on this time. I go only 5 games into the season, so that might come back and bite me on the arse. So we will see. Guys, look, it's early yet. My neighbour said the other day, she said she had her round for a drink on the other Saturday, and she said to her son, who was a Bournemouth fan, I'm really surprised Chris asked me round for a drink on Saturday. I thought he'd been watching Match of the Day. Bloody Carol, rubbing it in. You know what I mean? Oh, Carol, I used to like you. Guys, Brad, Jim, get your name right. You see, I'm not always stupid. And Steve, you've been called words.
Cheers to you, Wayne. Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
he's up in Scotland, of all places.
He's in Scotland.
Yes, yeah. Hope you're having a good time, Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne.
Thank you all very much for coming on. I will see you, in a week's time when we're playing Coventry. Is that 12:30 as well?
It is.
And they are currently losing to Norwich, so they're out of the playoffs, so stop the count.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Trump. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
See you guys.
Cheers. Oh, dearie. Right. There we go. Let's do that. No, that's not going to work, is it? No. Okay. Thanks to the guys. We will be back. Might be doing something tomorrow. Might not be. If not, we're going to be doing it on Monday. We'll be back at 7 o'clock with the review with Steve, who was there, so he'll have a different take on it. Brad and me, obviously, well, we're always there. You know, we're like Andy Murray's mum. We're always there. Thanks very much for tuning in. If before you go, smash the like, subscribe. If you're watching it on catch up, do the same. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. Feels like a win. And that's always a good thing. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.